What's going on? There we go. There we go.
Okay, so welcome, and here we are in seminar four, our final seminar, followed by our clinic. So we're really coming to the last stages. April, May, and June. We got things coming up. So, so yes, welcome, welcome, and such a great seminar. We're going to be talking all about it. But before we do that, John's going to lead you through
Our
a wonderful
workout.
opening and a meditation and a workout.
Meditation and workout. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So let's find that Wuji posture and let's get ready to do our Daoist 5 workout. Right, everyone. Let's take a moment and really feel our Wuji posture. Always starting with the feet, getting that nice foundation. Sense of roots coming out of the feet, going down into the earth. And this beautiful force coming up to help support your alignment through the feet and the ankles, up to the knees. Allow the knees to be flexible and slightly outward, like you're riding a small pony. Up through the thighs, to the pelvis, dropping down that grounding cord, more connection from our spine down into the earth. Get a sense of that firmness coming into the anal sphincter and the perineum. Get a sense of the spine elongating as the divine gently pulls you up. Get a nice long spine. Let those shoulders relax. Let the arms be heavy on the sides, hands open. Little space in the armpits. Slight tuck of the chin to help that upper part of the spine elongate. Eyes soft, ears closed as you bring your awareness inward. Tongue behind the upper front teeth. Mouth closed and breathing nice and deep in and out through the nose. Get a sense of the energy coming in and going out as you breathe. Nice, long, deep abdominal breath. Good. And let's begin our practice with pulling down the heavens. Let's gather some energy from the earth. Gather some energy from nature, gather some from the divine. Give a little wash down the front of the body. Washing away any tension down into the earth. And again, gathering earth, nature, and sky and saying hello to the backside of the body. Give a little wash all the way down to your feet and into the earth. And one more time. Right through the crown of the head, center of the throat, down through the torso and the pelvis and the legs through the feet. And down into the earth. Good. Coming back into Wuji. And then slowly bring your awareness above your head. Let's imagine a beautiful golden ball of light above the head, warm and radiant, full of love and gratitude and peace. And get a sense of that golden ball beginning to melt down over the front of the body. Let it flow over your forehead, eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth, all the way across the face, getting a sense of relaxation as it gently flows down over the neck, in the throat. Releasing any tension as it moves down the chest, into the armpits, down the inner arms, all the way down to the palms and dripping off the fingers. This sense of vitality just flowing down over the chest, over the abdomen, over the pelvis, down over the thighs, the knees, the shins, the top of the feet, all the way down to the toenails. This loving golden light just covering the front of your body, and then see it begin, once again, above you, begin to flow down the back of the body, down over the scalp, through the hair, like angelic hands massaging the neck and the shoulders with golden light, down the outsides of the arms, all the way down to your fingernails. Get a sense of that warm light just flowing into the upper back, the mid back, the lower back, across the buttocks, backs of the thighs, the knees, relaxing and supporting the energy of the calves, all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And then see that light one final time above the head, and imagine the crown opening up like a beautiful funnel there, allowing the light to just enter into the head, flowing into the right hemisphere of your brain and then the left hemisphere of your brain. Saturating and sending loving light into the eyes, the optic nerves, the visual cortex, supporting your sinuses, the whole sinus cavity, and beautiful light flowing into the ears, the ear canal, eardrum, all the internal aspects of our sense organs, down through the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the gums, the jaw, and all the bones. And get a sense of that light flowing down into the throat, into the thyroid gland, down into the chest, and down the arms, helping all aspects of your arms and your hands and your fingers. And see this golden light filling your lungs. And saying to yourself, lungs, I love you. And feel that golden light flowing into your heart. And let that light fill all parts of your heart as you say to yourself, heart, I love you. As it fills the whole chest cavity and moves down through the diaphragm, and moves into the liver. Liver, I love you. Let it fill the pancreas and the spleen, sending love to both of them, and the kidneys at the back, sending loving light into your kidneys, just honoring the way they are, just being happy to have these organs here working for you. And get a sense of all these organs saturating with light, and then notice that it's also filling the yang organs, the gallbladder, sending love there, sending love into the stomach, into the small intestine, all the way through the colon, up the ascending, transverse, down the descending to the sigmoid, filling the whole large intestine, filling the bladder, filling the reproductive organs, sending loving light there. Get a sense of this filling, saturating the flesh and the muscles, the nerves and the tendons. Get a sense of that light going all the way out to the level of your skin, filling the blood and the whole circulatory system and deep into the bones and the bone marrow. And feel that energy going down the legs, all the way down to your feet, and then feet beginning to melt to a shoe, becoming one with the floor, and then roots coming out. 3 is trees, sending roots down through the building that you're in, and let it hit the physical earth and spread out forwards, backwards, right, left, and down through those earthly transpersonal points of 5 elements, or excuse me, nature, and then 5 elements, then the sacredness of the earth itself. Feeling that connection with this loving planet. 4 is core. And feel the earth respond by sending back up beautiful golden light through those roots, flowing up through the bottoms of the feet, all the way up the back of the legs, up the spine, over the head, down the front, filling a cauldron in the lower danchen. Get a sense of this light flowing up the back, down the front, filling it up, overflowing and creating steam, transforming into a beautiful steam that begins to saturate the whole body. Steaming down to the deepest parts of the body, into the cells, into the tissues. Down to the bottom of the feet, to the top of the head, to the tips of your fingers, just filling with steam, filling with a sense of pressure as it builds more and more and more. And feel that steam becoming so dense that it bursts out through the palms, begins to fill your Wei Qi field. Starting at the feet and beginning to flow up all around you, creating this density, creating this solidity of qi, of energy, of support, as it comes up through the ankles, the knees, all the way up through the thighs to the hips, flowing up through the waist, to the chest, to the shoulders, through the neck, to the chin, ears, and all the way above the head. And then spreading out in all directions to create this solid, loving light from Mother Earth all around you. And then bringing your awareness above your head as we move up to the heavenly transpersonal points, through the higher self, the beautiful pure lights and all the virtues, moving up to the sacredness of the Tao, and the unconditional love of the Tao, and feel the Tao responding by sending down a beam of white light down through the crown of the head, filling the upper danchen, overflowing and filling the middle danchen at the heart, filling that up, and see it overflow and begin to fill the lower danchen at the pelvis, and see these energies saturated and full, coalescing and forming the Taiji pole. And then breathing into that center core, with each breath getting more and more vibrant. Flowing in from all around you to fill the Taiji pole, and as you exhale, begins to pulsate. Breathing in, filling, exhale, begins to pulsate like a phosphorus flare, just kind of burning there in the center of the body, until it becomes so full that it begins to fill the whole body, joining all the energy from the earth, just saturating you with that yin from the earth and now this yang from the divine, until it can't hold any more, and then it bursts out and begins to fill that first field of Wei Qi, sending out and creating a bubble full of truth and integrity. Breathing back in your center core and sending it out even further, creating a second field of Wei Qi, about a meter all around you. Get a sense of that, full of wisdom and self-understanding, clear, rational thinking, and then breathing back into your center and exhale and send it out even further, perhaps 2 meters, creating this loving bubble full of love and peace, compassion, and a sense of universal divine order. Just breathe with this energies within you and around you. This connection with earth and divine. And let's move into our workout. Let's going down, opening your eyes and bringing your focus down to your big toe. Let's start the channel dredging. Let's inhale, come up the inner channels here, front of the body, underside of the arms, and release. Let's get those yin channels as we go up the backs. Yang channels, excuse me. That was yin. This is yang, going down the outside of the legs. Good. Inhale. Release. Where are you still holding on that you want to give a little bit more support here? Inhale. Good. Getting a sense of how this moves through the channels, helping the liver, spleen, and the kidneys, helping the heart, pericardium, and lungs, helping the small and large intestine, the triple warmers, and helping to move the chi through the stomach, the bladder, and the gallbladder. Good. Inhale, scooping up, side of the head, back of the head and neck, all the way down the side and back of the torso, the legs, and the feet. And then up the inner channels, foot, inner leg, front of the body, underside of the arms to the palms. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, gathering the backs of the arms, side of the head, back of the head and neck. Start the exhale and then finish it. And roll up the spine. Find your way back up to an upright Wuji posture. And let's breathe in. And let's do some counter swing. Let's toss away any heaviness that might be in the lungs. Or affecting the metal element as a whole. Maybe there's some issues with the skin or your sinuses. Maybe there's some grief that's kind of stuck in the body that could use a little support. What about the kidneys? Let's give them a little support. Any issues with the bones or maybe your hearing? Any issues with the reproductive organs? Maybe there's some fear stuck in the body that we could toss away here. What about the liver? Let's give a little support to the liver. Any issues with the tendons, perhaps, with the eyes, the nerves? Maybe there's some anger stuck in the body, some frustrations. Whoo, let them go. Whoo, let them go. And your heart, your lovely heart. Any issues with the blood? Any stress that the body's holding on to that creates stress on the heart? Any anxiety? Tossing that away. And then the spleen and the pancreas. Any issues with the muscles? digestion, lymphatic system. Oh, the worries. Tossing away our worries. One more each side. And then come back to the center. Let your feet come closer together. And let's do our dropping post. Nice breath in. Oh, feel that nice vibration going all the way up from your heels to the crown, relaxing into the vibration so that you can allow things to release that are stuck here. Good. And one more breath in. Exhale. And pause. Take a breath in and rise up on your toes. Let's restack the bones and release. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Good. Now let's do another round and just really notice where you're still holding on. Just kind of those areas where we really hold a lot of tension. What about the jaw? Check your jaw. What about the back of the head, right there at the base of the skull? Big tension point. What about the shoulders? Watch your hands. About the spine and the back as a whole, just kind of releasing from the very top all the way down to the tailbone. About the hips. Even though you're up and down, see if you can release there. Even though the legs are active, can you relax and release anything in the knees or the feet? One more deep breath. And let it go. And let's take a breath in and rise up. Exhale, release. Good. And inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Good. And one last little shorter round. Last little bit. Where are we still holding on? Good. One more breath here. And paused. And let's do one more rising up. Really stack those bones and release. Very nice. Again, here we go. And release. And final time. All right, let's step back out into our Wuji posture and let's shake those hands. Trembling horse time. Up the arms and whoa. Let her go. Shake out those arms, elbows and shoulders and whoa. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. And feel your chi. All that wonderful energy moving in the body. Let's do another pulling down the heavens. Let's gather earth, nature, and sky, and let's support washing away anything kind of hanging out here in the field of energy. It doesn't support us, ready to be released. Do it again as we go down the back. All the way into the earth. And one more time. right down to the center of the body. Good. And then hands to the side and 5 yang. Breathe in. Give it a spin on the exhale. Let's get that lower orbit moving. Really get a sense of those arms doing a little bit of work here, not just flopping. You got to pull them up and push them down. The air is a little thicker here, almost like water consistency. Breathe in and spin. Feel that chi building. Make sure you have the right firmness of the perineum and the anal sphincters closed so that you can fill the chi but still breathe fully. So you're going to find that kind of right place and energy flow here. So we give our support to all the yang organs. Give a little extra TLC to the gallbladder, to the stomach, to the intestines and the bladder. Good. 5 more. One more time. Take a moment just to do that in your mind for a moment. Breathe in, give it a little spin. And then move your focus into your spine. And let's start to open that up with our 5 yin opening. Let's breathe in, lift the arms, let the fingers get heavy, let the head get heavy, round the shoulders, and slow motion dive here down into our imaginary swimming pool. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, and then slowly restack the vertebra as you inhale. Exhale down, loosening up, and notice how are your individual vertebrae of the spine? Are you able to release each one individually? Is there any part that comes down in kind of a big chunk here? We want to open up flexibility into the spine. Good. Gather chi. Inhale. Hips come forward. Get the pelvis underneath and then restack from there. Good. Coming up, and we'll do one more. Good. Rolling up. Hands above the head, and then drop them down in front as we say hello to the lungs. Inhale. Palms up. Exhale. Remember, they don't touch. Lift them, flip them over. Inhale. And exhale. Smiling to the lungs. Get a sense. You can even work with color here since we're tonifying. You can imagine breathing white light into those lungs. Good. Two more. Lift them up, flip them over. Inhale, exhale, bring them back. And then bring your hands close to you as if you're dropping down the outside of a ball. Hands down, and now heel of your right foot, goes out a little further. So we get our wider stance. Bring your left hand around, touch your right kidney, and let's say hello to that right kidney with our water wheel. Gathering up. Exhale, gathering the water. Inhale, receive it. All the way down that right arm, across the back of the shoulders, down the left arm, into that right kidney. You can work with a beautiful blue light. And because it's the yang kidney, you can work with the idea of it being a lighter blue, perhaps. Bending down, shifting weight so we can get those bubbling spring points at the bottom of the feet activated as well. Where the kidney channel begins. And one more time. Good. Filling up that right kidney. And now let's say hello to the left kidney as we transition to the other side. And let's do that one. Exhale, gathering. Inhale. Watching the hand as you make the rotation. Gathering, breathing it in. Get a sense of it going down the left arm this time, across the back of the shoulders, down the right arm, all the way into that left kidney. So we can use a darker blue. It's more yin in nature. Nice midnight blue, perhaps. One more time. Good. Get a sense of that last little bit going into that left kidney. Bring your left hand here, right hand out in front. Slide the foot in. Back to Wuji. And now we'll move into the energy of the liver. So let's inhale. 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 Exhale. 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 Pumping the legs. So as you shift, as the hand comes back, that's the side you shift back to. And then the movement actually starts at the big toe and it kind of goes all the way off the hand, and then the other side, and then the other side, and then the other side. Finding that place right out in front of you to aim for. Remember, this is about the eye, so you focus on something in front of you and aim there. Oh, I forgot to talk about tongue positions, but we can do that one starting for the rest of these. The tongue for the position is straight up, like a tree, right the upper part of the mouth. If you want to play with tongue positions. And finish up the one you're on. And then let's bring our hands here, left over right. Take a breath in. Imagine you're forming a ball as we start to say hello to the heart. Figure out what color would best work with you today to support your heart. Good. Tongue position is the usual one, right behind the upper front teeth. Take a nice breath in here, and then on the exhale, let's create that nice safe space for the Shen on the side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. I'll do one side view here. Forehead and heart. Inhale, one hand forehead, one hand heart. And smile to your heart. Filling it up with color in the center, and then creating a nice protective space so the heart doesn't get overwhelmed. The Shen can be fully present in the body. Let's do one more over to your left, or your right, I mean, and then one more to your left. And then come back to the center, and let's just pause for a moment and put that beautiful ball of light in the heart. Sense of honoring your heart. Good. And then let the hands drop down. As we start to bring our focus into the spleen and pancreas, let's help them out with a nice outline of the earth. Inhale. Bring the energy down through the center of the body, the direction of the earth element, and then flick your fingers to release the charge and touch your thumbs and index fingers, creating our little mudra. Inhale. Exhale as we turn to the right. Inhale. Exhale. This one we do want to go a little up and down. So you come up in the center, a slight down and twist to the side as we look through the diamond we've created with our hands. And if it needs to be more forward at first for the neck, feel free to do that. Otherwise, try to keep it above the head. So you're twisting on a central axis here. Tongue position down below below the bottom teeth there. Just the opposite of the heart, pointing towards the earth. Good, and one more to each side. And then come back to the center and slowly let that come down. Let your hands come to the navel, a little pause here. Let that energy settle. Ooh, excuse me. And let's put the extra energy here with our turtle breathing. So bring your hands down by your sides and let's inhale, lift up, circle around, make a soft fist. Exhale, let's squat down to the level that works for your body. Take a breath at the navel, front of the pelvis, side of the waist, kidneys, Ming Men. Hold the energy in your chi belt. Run your microcosmic orbit. Fire cycle up the back, down the front, and then exhale back to the navel, filling your danshen, and then roll out. Let's roll out. Take another breath in. Circle the hands around. Exhale. Let's squat down. Take a breath in the navel, front of the pelvis, side of the waist, kidneys, Ming Men. Hold. Run your microcosmic orbit. Exhale to the navel. And roll out. Good. Here we go. Once again, circle around. Inhale, exhale, squat down. Inhale to navel, front of the pelvis, side of the waist, kidneys, Ming Men, hold, run your microcosmic orbit. Exhale to navel and roll out of the posture. Inhale, circle around. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, navel, front of the pelvis, side of the waist, kidneys, Ming Men, hold, run the microcosmic orbit. Exhale to the navel. Fill that dantian and then roll out. Here we go. We're doing great. Seminar 4, so we're doing all 5. Let's circle around. Inhale, exhale, squat down. Breathe into the navel, front of the pelvis, side of the waist, kidneys, Ming Men. Feel that chi packing in there and run the microcosmic orbit. Exhale to the navel. Good. And begin to roll out. And as we roll out, let's go right into a pulling down the heavens. Gathering earth, nature, and sky. Get a sense of that feeling flush, feeling lightheaded perhaps. We're bringing that extra chi back down. The body is receiving what it needs, and we'll bring the extra into the dantian. First down the front, then down the back. Good. Right down through the center of the body. Good. And let it come down. Fill here. Get a sense of this energy as you breathe, settling in your dantian, coalescing into a beautiful pearl of light. Let's get a sense of that pearl dropping down to your pelvic floor. Let the hands drop. And let's do guang gong. Let's move it up the spine. Inhale. Exhale down the front. Running through the microcosmic orbit, up the back, down the front. Keep that tongue on the upper palate. Breathe with the nose. Smile. One more time. Bring that energy back into the dantian. Let it settle here. Good. And then hands to the side as we finish with our golden ball. Breathe in, create a golden ball. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. And gather. Lift. Expand. Contract. Pull it close. Push it away. Press it down. Releasing our 8 actions of chi. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And again. Get a sense of the energy flowing as we manipulate this chi ball. Good. Good. A couple more. And one more. Inhale, lift, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and release. Good. Hands come back to the navel, feet come closer together. And breathe. Good. Let's lock that in with our 9 rotations. Reverse it for 9 more. Rub your hands, generate some heat. Cup them over your glasses or over your eyes and soak that in. Through the eyes, optic nerves, into the brain. Exhale it down the spine to the Dan chin. Good. Little wash of the face from the chin of the forehead down over the ears. Helping the chi of the face and all the sense organs. A little tap of the forehead, crown of the head, side of the head, back of the head, back of the neck. Let's come down to the shoulder and give a little stimulation to the arm on this side. Come across, do the same thing on the other arm, really helping the lymph. Go into the underarm, down the side of the body. Same thing on the other side. Let's say hello to the heart and lungs, down to the digestive organs, and going up the right side, across the top, down the left, helping your digestive tract. One more time. Tap our sea of chi beneath the navel. Come around the chi belt and say hello to the kidneys, lower back. And down the outside of the leg. Round the feet and toes, up the inside. Right here at the pelvis, our leg gate points, all the lymph nodes there, and say hello to the sea of chi one more time. And back in Wuji, feel your energy. Feel the vibration of energy flowing through you now. Good. How vital and alive you are. Good. Let's take this beautiful energy and let's have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you. Drink water. Mm.
Okay, how is it going? Feedback. And how's it going since last we were together?
Yeah.
Can I ask about turtle breathing?
What's that?
Can I ask about turtle breathing?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Is your back supposed to be flat as when you're in the squat?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's supposed to be flat.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're
Sometimes it's
welcome.
good to do it so you can see, just
The
check
mirror.
yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, some kind of
Yeah.
mirror or glass or something.
Right.
Get a sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to share. I love
Sure.
I love that we did the meditation before the workout. Because I always do first the workout and then meditation, but now it felt really, wow, different. So I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mm.
It I went pretty deep in the meditation for myself, so I was kind of like that was kind of interesting leading the workout after that. I was like forgot to talk about tongue positions. I was gonna do a little intention and I was like, oh, I'm kind of. So yes, it's quite powerful.
Yep. Okay. Who else might have a share? Michelle.
Good. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy that I had the elixir that we made
Yes.
because, okay, I had a little sore hangnail on my toe. It was driving me crazy. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to put this on diligently twice
Oh.
a day, morning and night. And it was just, it's completely gone. And I had it forever. And I went, oh my God. So now I'm using it on all my fingers. Even at work, like I have a little bit of a hangnail from when I work on clients, and I'm putting it on, and it's like, wow, it's working. It's getting rid of
So
it. I
using it
just
as a
wanted to,
balm kind of thing.
yes, it's like this is the best thing ever. Wendy, I think you should be patenting that and just selling it to people because I swear, if you saw my before and after, I'm like, oh, it's
I'd
amazing.
be curious to know which ones, what was in it?
Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was it the bay tree? The
The
tree?
bay tree.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's so
there you go.
strong. Yes, that's a
Yes,
strong.
that was the primary. And that's one I used for my toe. But then the other one that we did was it. I don't know if you had. There was daisy.
Nasturtium
Yes, that was
and a
really,
daisy. There was a nasturtium and there's a daisy. Yes.
yeah. So I combined that with a little bit of the bay one, and I was using that as well. But the bay one was just wow, like super strong. Just to let you know.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was great, guys. Honestly, it was very good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I never tried it that way. Now
I
I'm
haven't
totally
either.
curious.
That's why I was like,
What?
whoa, I didn't even think about that.
You didn't. You
Yeah.
don't use it like topically.
No,
Yeah.
never used it
Oh,
topically. You got a whole new thing here. Yes, it's your invention.
well, there. But and thank you. It's patented right now. No, but you know it's kind of crazy, guys, because I'm a little bit hesitant to take stuff internally. For whatever reason, in my head, it's a little bit like, oh, I'm nervous a bit about that. But anything that's topical that I'll try, like for example, holding crystals, I'll feel that even in my skin, like a heat, the
Yeah.
coldness. And now with this essence, it was like, that's the next level. It's just amazing. Okay.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
Now I'm
Yeah, no.
totally inspired.
Yes, but
Yeah,
I'm
me
totally
too. I'm
happy.
like, hey,
Where
I
can we
need to
try
try.
this? Look
I'm
at
gonna
it
go
go.
get them out of the fridge and try something.
Try
I
something.
know.
Yeah.
Where can we put it?
Anywhere. Thank you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Oh,
Wow.
great share. Thank you. Yes, feedback on these things.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I made one with just bay. So that's
Yeah.
I did that too, just because that was the only one it wanted. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Stacy.
Stacy, yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I just have to close this thing here, um, about using a crystal to make a tincture, like doing what you're doing with the plant, but reaching out to a crystal to ask for the crystal medicine to be infused into a tincture.
Yes. Yes, yes. You
Oh,
can do that. You can do planets. You can do the sun, the moon,
what about,
configurations of stars.
okay,
And
thank
you can do crystals. Yes.
My second question would be, because I was going to do my tincture for the homework, and I'm like looking at the plants in my apartment, and none of them are suitable for ingesting. When I Googled the plant, I'm like, okay, so what do I do?
No, that doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. And then I
Okay.
decided I have a big block of ceremonial cacao. So it's minimally processed cacao. I broke some chunks
Yes.
off, and I did a tincture with this.
Oh,
So it's
Ooh.
not really a plant, but it's like, so I was wondering, like, what are your thoughts on that?
yeah. You can do this method with anything. You're getting in touch with the spirit. So with the cacao, you're getting in touch with the spirit of the cacao
Right.
and asking that to go into the water. If you are working with a crystal, you're getting in touch with the spirit of the crystal. And so you're working with the spirit of whatever it is. And so a plant, we can have poison oak here, but I can make a poison oak tincture that would not be poisonous at all, and it wouldn't give you poison oak. It would be whatever the poison oak plant wanted to share, which would be more about being resistant
Yeah, I
to
was going to say
Oh,
something about
okay.
resistance.
make you
That's what
more
I got.
resistant to poison oak.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to use a peace lily or a snake plant, and when I Googled them, it's like, no, don't eat this. So I'm like, okay, maybe I won't make a tincture, but good to know for
I know
future.
it's about the connection to the spirit of it's just
Okay.
like the stars and the planets, which we get
Right.
into in seminar 9, which is coming up
Okay. I
next
have one more.
November and January, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. I have one more question with regards to gallbladders.
Okay.
So what if someone has their gallbladder removed? So what type of exercise or because I found out after that this person had their gallbladder removed. I'm like, and I did do the
Yes.
gallbladder channel, but I
Yeah,
was
you still have
wondering
to do
like,
that. Yep.
sorry?
You still have to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Gallbladder
So I was just
channel.
wondering like, is there something
Now we're talking next year in seminar
okay?
11,
I'm
where we
just going to
talk
say that's a
about
nice segue.
how you
Okay.
deal with mostly you've got to recognize that the only thing that's been removed is the physical aspect of the organ, and the energetic organ needs to be worked with.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's what we do. It's sort of like with transplants, you put in a new, that gets more complicated. When things are just removed, it's less complicated. So, but the spirit needs to be addressed and worked with, the spirit of the gallbladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Put an energetic version.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that in the book. Thank you.
Yeah. Same with spleens.
I
What else?
did that for a kidney. Yeah.
Yeah.
People get kidneys
Yeah.
removed, put an energetic kidney back in.
Yeah. And
And
then
we got so good with it and got the spirit in there so good that it was working better than the other one. So we had to support the other one.
wow,
That
that's
was interesting.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. And certainly if you know Minka, had to do a lot of work with
Oh
her
yeah.
transplant, her heart transplant, to get it how it is. And I mean, she does great with it 21 years later.
Yeah.
And, she's not taking all the nasty drugs that she's supposed to. But when you bring her spirit back in, when you release the spirit of the person who it belonged to, you release that. You've got to talk to that, you've got to figure that out because they're dead. I mean, just there's a lot of stuff there, but you release that, and then we bring the person's the spirit from the organ that's been removed, back in to like really empower this new organ, and they come together. I mean, we had someone in one class when we did that who had this surgery on the eyes where I don't remember what it was. It wasn't the cornea, but it was something else that had been removed from her. No, removed and then replaced with someone else's. And her eyes just always kind of stuck out of her head like they didn't belong to her, and she felt like her eyes didn't belong to her anymore. And when we did that for the group, the whole group did for her, and man, she couldn't believe her eyes were her own again.
Oh,
And all the problems, she's supposed to go in for more surgeries. She didn't need any more surgeries.
that's cool.
Her eyes are just hers again. It's so important that we don't recognize spirit. Spirit belongs, you got to have the right spirit in there. You can't have someone else's eyes with their spirit still attached, or someone else's heart or lungs or whatever that is with that spirit still attached. It's so important
Yeah.
to
Especially,
clear.
I mean, all of them are important, but heart, my goodness, that's that one you really want to work on.
Yeah, yeah, that
That's why
one's
Minka
really
did all that
important.
work, and
Yeah.
she even felt the energy of the person. She wanted to be more athletic and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that was good in the beginning. Yeah, they were an athlete. Yeah, young athletic guy. I mean,
So that was lucky in that aspect.
I'll say. But you're not supposed to have your heart, a transplanted heart. It's not supposed to go up and down the heart rate with the breath and with like when you're doing things. And and she does. She has her heart's she's such a great example of what's possible because it's not wasn't supposed to ever do that, but it does. So it's really when her heart spirit came back in.
Yeah.
Okay, other comments. Oh,
Naomi.
Naomi, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to give a little update. So I bled for 20 days, 21 days, and from like day 5 to day 20, it was this sort of it was almost like my body was trying to expel something. It was this once a day, big spurt, loads of clots in the afternoon, and then it would stop. And then on the 1st to the 4th of April, I did Chine-san with Yuta, who I presume you know, Wendy, Yuta Kallenberger. She's worked with Mantorchi for like 40 years. Do you know her? German with
No,
white hair.
no, she probably was she's probably learning at the same time I was learning.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So that,
Kellenberger. Okay, yes,
yeah,
I know. Yes, okay.
yeah,
I
I
know who you
thought
mean.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kellenbergers, yeah.
Um, which was a really fascinating because it's a like hands-on massage where you're detoxing the organs.
Yeah.
And she did a treatment on me, and she said it was so hard, like in my pelvis. Um, and since she did that, the clots have virtually gone. So I have the clots that were like as big as my hand virtually gone.
Right.
So that's really good. But she said I probably need a few more treatments of that to kind of
So
like
that was in person.
let it go. Yeah, in
Okay.
person. It was
Yeah.
very painful. It was really painful. But we did all the organs. So
Yeah.
it was a very complementary, obviously, to what we do, and there were
Yeah.
lots of similarities.
Mm.
And then so after that course, it's the bleeding stopped. It stopped for 5 days. Then we had the gynecology clinic, which I
Yes.
participated in. And so they did a treatment on me. And that evening, I got really bad period pain, which I never have. I
Oh,
don't have pain, I just have lots of blood. And then the blood started again, and I'm still bleeding. So, but I have the clots, and the blood is quite thick, whereas the blood was very thin and watery before. So something's happening.
right.
Obviously, that's very draining because I've just been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding, and I'm pretty knackered. But something is happening. I'm gonna have a scan tomorrow just to check out what's happening in there, just in case there's anything that like we need to know about. I don't think there will be, but I think it's important just to check. Um, and yeah, so that's where I am with my own journey. So it's yeah, kind of crazy. I've never had this prolonged bleeding before. That's a whole new thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I really don't know what that is all about.
Well,
Mm.
it is often perimenopause starts to get it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any other symptoms of that. And also, my mother didn't go through it till her late 50s. And
Right.
also, my estrogen progesterone is
Okay.
high. I mean, my estrogen, yeah, which
Okay.
so
Right.
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't. Yeah, I don't have any
Well, we're
new.
hoping that whatever is going on is going to be positive and shift into the right place. And
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
yes, but that's cool. Yeah, I used to practice Chune Sung
Yeah.
a long time ago. Learned it from Mantak and
yeah,
I did practice it for quite a few years.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a good adjunct to all of this,
yeah.
especially if you're hands-on, if you're used to hands-on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun.
well,
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
that's where I am.
Okay. Okay. Barbara.
Um, so I did a couple of healings for the exam with two different students, but I have a couple questions. One administrative. So if you're in the middle of a session and you all of a sudden drop your connection, would you sort of stop the healing and try to reconnect, or would you just finish the healing and then reconnect at the end of the session?
You're talking about on Zoom. You
Yeah.
lost
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Zoom connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zoom
Yeah, just
connection,
keep
sorry.
going.
Keep going. Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
And
And then just
tell
sort of,
them. Yeah, let them know in whatever way, and then just keep going.
Yep.
Just tell them,
okay.
sit, stay, lie down, stay. Stay. Don't
Stay.
jump up. Don't run away. Just stay there.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of what I was thinking because, you're right in the middle of it. And then,
Yeah.
you're connected already anyway to
Right,
them.
exactly.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Second question is, so, and Stacy might add to this, but Stacy did the magic circles on me before she did the actual session.
Yeah.
And I went back and did some investigation, but she said at the physical level, she had her whole body was leaning way forward.
Okay.
Then when she went into the energetic level, she said she went like way backwards. And,
Uh-huh.
right? There was a couple other things, but when I went in and looked at that, it says that as opposed to being about me, that might be her energy reacting to mine.
It shouldn't be. No,
No?
it should be. So front of the
I don't
body
think
is,
so.
is very much like heart. It's very much like the energy like in the front of the body. And so maybe leaning into that um, could be that it feels like there's a lot there kind of pulling her forward as opposed to back on the heels.
Okay.
And the heels is, usually you're going, that would be, that's the energy body. That relates more to the back, relates to the spine, relates to the kidneys. So more weight on the back, is certainly that way. There's also a feeling of going forward. And so sometimes that weight on the front is also indicative of like you're very focused on going forward and doing. And then in the energetic level, that you're a little bit more, it's interesting to be back. But I'd have to be in it because I get all sorts of things like this, but I have to sort of stay in it and I kind of feel what is the emotional tone here. But this is usually that forward one is usually about a person who's really, doing a lot, doing. Whereas, and that back one is usually about being.
Okay.
Kind of like trying to get back into being. And it may have just been showing those two aspects that, that you need to find more balance in your doing and being. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does make
I
sense.
was going to say,
Okay.
hey, Barbara, does that make sense?
That's right. So that's good because there was, when I read about it, I found something totally different. So I had to ask about it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to, and it's that feeling going forward is a lot about rushing forward. And then that being back here is a lot about kind of just stopping. So that's very cool. But it takes us a while to figure these things out when you're doing the reading.
Right.
Like, what am I being shown here? To really trust it. Esther.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah. So I worked a lot with the magic circles. It's incredible. I used it for several clients where situation wasn't so clear. Wait a minute.
You're there.
I'm unmuted. The phone? Okay,
No,
right.
you're fine.
I got a sign in the middle. Okay. So I want to say that it's really, really helpful. I got a couple of times like really information that could guide my session with the client, even when it was not a Chinese medicine therapy. I also used it on this client that had this dark being with him, where I did it for him. I did it for the being separate. And I made sure that a lot of times I went into my own circle and I worked with the being. Like you said, only one circle. And I didn't step in. I just put my hands in, like I've seen Wendy do with the mediumship. So I did that. And I actually was able to have like, not just get some information, but also have like a dialogue. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I really tapped in also to this being his mamish has existential fear that he believes that being connected to this young man is like his only source of energy. But if he
Yes.
hasn't that, then
Wow.
so
Yeah.
I spoke to him and I said, like very respectfully, it's also why I use being and not the other word that we used before.
Yes, yes. Being respectful is perfect. Yes.
And I said, just we're also here to help you and appreciate, respect, and so. And since then, the young man has come for one more session, and the being was just calm in the background, which means that I could do much more work with the young man who, even though he was an offender, but he doesn't realize yet at all how the circumstances also brought him to that. He was also a victim. The whole family is completely dissociated there.
Ah.
And so that was really it's moving forward. It's incredible. Thank you so much.
You're an M12 here.
Yeah, you are. Wow.
You're doing
That's
what we do in
M12.
Masters 12, talking to the demons and working things out, being respectful, honoring them.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
help
the
but
whole
love them,
M12 in a
but you
nutshell, right there, what you just said.
know, it's like you honor them. You never send love to demons, but you just respect. You
Right.
honor what they do. You honor what they've been through. They are beings after
Mhm.
all. But yeah, you did beautifully with that. Yeah, that's what we do. So you're taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah.
Great.
And it's
Thank you.
amazingly powerful.
Yeah.
Amazing how it helps people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. Love it. Thank you. Ah, yay. Okay, Michelle. Wow.
Yeah, guys, when we were talking about the heart before, I wasn't sure if you knew of a gentleman, Dr. Paul Pearsall. He has a book called The Heart's Code. Are you familiar with that book at all?
I'm
You've
sort of
heard of him?
familiar with that. Yeah.
You're familiar with him.
Yeah.
Just because I had read that when I was doing Healing Touch, but so it's just a self-help book. He explores energy cardiology. The heart thinks, remembers at a cellular level. Anyway, it's just a really beautiful book that he gives us perspective. So came out in 1998, but
Yeah.
I could always just put it in the chat if people wanted to like take a peek at it. But I've read it. It's very inspiring, like the stories and the connections.
Yeah.
And just having that awareness that we're talking about how the heart has so much of that spirit, that energy. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because it was good. It just came to my mind when we were talking about the hearts.
Yeah. And yeah, we talk about the heart too.
Yeah.
The Chinese medicine, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the work that we do, the heart holds that long-term memory.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that's
It's
part
just,
of our understanding.
I think it's just interesting that he comes from sort of a perspective of people that he chats with and how they talk
Yeah.
to their hearts or what they're experiencing. And they're feeling a little bit like, oh my goodness, this is coming through in a dream. And I never ate cheese sandwiches before. And now I can. Like, it's not quite like that.
Oh,
but
the heart transplants. Yes.
Yeah, the heart transplant, excuse me, for that
Yeah.
side of it. Like he discusses the heart, the energies, and then transplant plants, patients,
Right.
and how that's very cool.
Oh, that's where I know that name from.
That's
Yeah.
how you know it probably, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
what I know for. Anyway, yeah, I just want to mention it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah.
There was one, Stacy was wondering, do we learn space clearing, and also when is the next mediumship course?
Ha ha ha. Yes.
That's segueing into part of our stuff going we're going to talk about.
Yes, we're going to just be talking about what's next coming up. And yes, space clearing is something that we do cover. That was just this year in 6. Was it? No. Yes.
A little bit. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit in 6. Next year is 5, and then the following year is 6. So yes, we do get to that. And mediumship is in the fall, and it will be October. Let me just give you the date. Yeah, mediumship is so cool. Oh, yes, here we go. Let's see. Pull up my channeling series schedule for next year. And it is, we have channeling 2 coming up April 30th to May 3rd. So if you're not, if you've done the first, that's a great to do the second. Mediumship is October. Oh, that's last year. Oh, I have to look up somewhere. Just a moment. I need my schedule next year. I should have that in there. So thank you. That points it out. Now I know I need to do that. So calendar. Here it is. So my calendar says it will be October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's mediumship. With space clearing, if you've done, so to do space clearing, you need to do the other ones. You need better have your channeling 1, channeling 2, and mediumship. And then to have practitioners also, really good, but that will be in November. That would be the 19, 20, 21, and 22 of November. Be a space clearing course. Space clearing is awesome. So highly recommend. But you definitely have to have mediumship before you get into space clearing. That's what you're dealing with. Okay.
I love that little thumb that goes up like that.
Yeah.
But it's funny that it went right up through my nose. It was like,
Whoa. Okay. So any other sort of check-ins that anybody has? Well, thank you for all that.
yes.
Yes, we just finished the therapist for the year, our T7 with that gynecology clinic. It's a very cool course, and we even had some fun with, we also do some psychology in that one, and yeah, it's really good. And Celine's here, and Celine just finished up her,
Yeah, she just finished it. Yep.
yeah, she just finished her therapist level, and she did the exam. So first year you don't do the exam. Okay, we're going to talk about all of
We'll
that.
talk about that in a moment. Good question. We're literally
Yes.
going to go there soon.
Yes. So I got to go on a vacation with my family to Zion Canyon Park, and I arrived to find 2 grandsons totally sick. Their parents feeling a little iffy, like, we might be getting sick too. But what do? You're on vacation with your family. So you're not going to abandon them. I say, I'm staying away from you guys. No, maybe it would have been, on retrospect, probably would have been a better idea, but I jumped into the fray. So, and you're in Zion Canyon, which I would not recommend because it's just overrun, unbelievably packed with people. It was like going to Disneyland.
Where was
You had
it?
to stand Zion Canyon National Park.
Oh, right,
You had
right.
to stand in lines, it was a weekday, and anyway, so like an hour here and another hour. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. It was literally like Disneyland, and people weren't getting on the buses, and I guess that was also to do because it was spring break, but there were people from all over the world there. It was packed. You're going up in these hikes, and you're like people coming past. You're like this little train. It's like, oh my God, so crazy. The great thing is that we went to a place called Bryce Canyon, my son and I, when everybody else was homesick. And that was fantastic. So I'd highly recommend Bryce Canyon over if you plan on doing the canyons and they had also done Antelope Canyon, and just like a bunch of great places. But that Zion, unfortunately, is very close to Las Vegas and to LA. It's not that big of a drive. So anyway, so I was okay, but then I was like, okay, I don't want to get what they have because it kept getting worse. But I got it. And so that was 2 weeks ago. I never get it's like 3 days is maximum for me. And it's like I'm done. I got this thing kicked out always, but this was quite something else. Came into your dreams, it came into your consciousness, gave you weird thoughts, and the flu is just getting weirder and weirder, I have to say. I had, COVID and that maybe that lasted 4 days. I mean, normally I'm not down and out. John had to take over for me at the beginning of the therapist level, and he did a great job. Thank you,
Which
John.
was fun to do when you're like, I've never taught this before.
Right. He'd never taught it before, but he did. He did such a great job. But I'm definitely so much better than I was. So, but if you see me coughing, that's just the last of the remnants leaving. So, but speaking of, we're doing influenza treatments today.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, I was gonna say
right
I
on
might
topic. And
segue
I was
that
like
too.
trying to do it on myself. And yes, yeah. Anyway, also when you get sick like that, which is not normal for me, and you have to have an ice pack on your head for like 3 days in a row,
Mm,
um, you get such an appreciation for what other people go through.
right.
It's like just in case you've forgotten how important this work is that you're doing and that you're teaching. Like, this is how you need to remember that there's a lot of people with a lot of suffering,
Mm,
and that, you're working to help people to alleviate their suffering in all these different levels. So it was also inspiring. So it's like, okay, that's a good reminder. So it was a very good reminder of that.
hmm.
Yeah. This is why you do what you do in case you're forgetting. So I'll remember now. Yeah. Always good to take in what it is you're learning in these situations. Okay. Do you have anything to add, John?
Yeah, I just want to say it was interesting because I get this call from or a text from Wendy on Easter that I'm going to be called in from the bullpen here. I'm going to have to go uh, teach the class, and it was started on Wednesday, which was my birthday. So I'm like going, oh, that's going to be an interesting birthday.
Yeah.
But but it was like worked out really well, and then did it all of it the next day, and then Wendy helped me out on the next day, and then it was like a little, and then Saturday she did almost all of it, or Saturday or Sunday, and it was like, ooh, because that was getting some material that I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can teach this competently, so it was
Oh,
interesting to
yeah.
play with that. But oh, thank you, everybody. Yeah, so that made for an interesting situation, but it was all good. But real quick story, I told this to the therapist, and I thought that was interesting because when I was 59, my little story about
Yeah.
that was wild. So when I was 59, and I was about a month in before I turned 60, which was last year, the big 60, um, I had this dream 3 nights in a row that I was not going to make it to 61. That I was going to become 60, and then somehow I wasn't going to make it to 61. That I was going to have a year. It's going to be lots of really good stuff, but there was going to be something that was, and I took it as physically, but it ends up being it's an energetic, some stuff that I'm realizing too is even happening now. That's I'm releasing some old stories and old stuff that I'm starting to let go. But I took it as physically I'm out of here. So that was a weird, and it was 3 days in a row. So it really kind of freaked me out because it wasn't just one night, it was 3 nights. And then that's why Wednesday, when she told me I was going to have to teach, I said, I don't care because I made it to 61. So I was like, there's nothing that can happen today that's going to be bad. I made it through the 60s, the year 60. So that
Yeah.
was what I was like very happy camper on last Wednesday.
Yay, we're
So
so
that was just
glad.
wild because that was a
Yes,
weird dream.
we're glad you're still with us.
Yeah, me too. So
Yeah. Yes. How old your dad died in his 50s?
my dad died at 67.
Oh, 67. Okay. Yeah, so it's a
So
long.
it's
But no, this was
6 years away. So I'm gonna outlive him. I'm not
yeah,
worried about that.
that's good. Yeah, you made it through this
I made
one.
it past 60. I'm gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine. Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
why that was a
Yeah,
weird dream.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
repeating
but three
dreams.
nights. That's weird.
No, some message in there.
Yeah, there was a message that
Yeah.
I'm still taking apart.
Okay. So, okay, we're gonna talk about that. Oh yeah. Naomi, she's got something coming down with something. Yes, you're gonna get an influenza treatment today.
Influenza treatment today.
Yes. Yeah.
So at the very least you can receive.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start by looking at our PowerPoint. It's that time. But we're talking about some things here.
Yes, the remainder of the year.
Yes. So the first thing we talk about, and let's make it. Okay, lots in this one. Prescription, treatment of organ diseases, medical qigong, prescription exercise, and meditations. Yeah. So graduation. Okay, how do you graduate? Okay, so there's going to be an exam. The exam focuses on five-element theory, five-element chart. Know your five-element chart. Know the different, what is the partner organ for the heart. This is all stuff going forward and doing this work that you need to know. We're focusing on that because it's so important that you know this part. So, and then we'll tell you what parts of this you need to know and what you don't need to know. You don't need to know the planets, it's like but you do need to know the associated emotion and the element, so things to know, things not to know, or not to know, not to know, but things you don't have to know. So we're going to be going over everything that's on the exam. So, and during the exam, you will be in a room. So
Yeah, it's
you'll
done
all
during
have,
class, everybody. It's done during our class time.
yeah, it's like, and you have an individual breakout room to do the exam. So we're going to everyone get their own room. And you'll be working. We'll get to come in and talk to you, see how you're doing with your exam, encourage you. If we need to do charades to get you to get the right answer, then, we'll do some charades, whatever it takes.
We've
We'll
done
help you.
charades in the past. We're not kidding.
We have done that. Yes. Right. Yes. So, don't get all hypertensive about having an exam. It'll be a good experience. And so most of it is subjective. And so, some of this is, basic questions like what is medical qigong? What is it that you learned this year? So there's an opportunity to think about that. And it could also be something really good to put on a website or something like that. But, just sort of getting you into that. So we'll have that. We'll have that exam. You're going to have practicum, which will be, working on another student. So you're going to have a student that you work on. So someone who understands this work, who you don't know, maybe, but maybe you do, but
A graduate. Yeah.
a graduate, yes. So you get to work on a graduate, and that can be good feedback. That's why we do that. Then you probably just knock them out and they'll be out in the ozone and then they'll come back and say, well, that was great. Something like that. So,
And during that, I just want to stress too that you'll be doing that by yourself, but you can use your notes. You just can't use any recordings.
Right. Oh, right. For doing the
For
practicum.
doing the
Yes.
practicum. Yeah.
Yes, you can have your notes there. It's not a problem. You can have your paper notes. Paper notes only.
And those are both going to be the same day, the exam and the practicum. We do all that on this final Saturday.
That's a Saturday, yes. So you do the practicum, then we talk about it on the Sunday. So it's going to be the opportunity to share your experiences of a meditation. If you like, think of something you can share with your classmates. That was easier when it was in person. So a lot of chocolate was had back in the day. But little gifts, that was fun. That'll be an M12. And then a sharing circle, which we do at the end as we go through everybody and just have an opportunity to connect with everyone. So
So
that's
that's
the
also the reminder to get your exams in too, your other
Yes.
exams.
Okay. Yes, John is awaiting your exams. So those who haven't, get on the WhatsApp and get someone else, maybe who will help you, partner with you, get those exams done.
And I do have a couple that I'm aware of. A few of you have sent them to me. I am working on them. I just got really busy last week because of the therapist. So I will get them done ASAP.
Yeah, most things getting them in. Yes, that's the important part. And yeah, certification, as we have said before, happens after all your exams. Your exams have to be in. So in order to get the certification, you have to have done your homework exams, taken the practitioner final exam, and you have to do the clinic. And so those are the requirements to get your Empty Mountain certificate. And if you've done channeling, then you get 2 certificates, and one is for shamanic Chinese medicine. The other one is medical Qigong. So, and then we're going to talk about all that. Okay. So, coming up next year, we have T5, September, and finishes in October. And then we will follow that with T8, which is, well, we're going to talk about what they are. Anyway, that's in March and in April. So we
Bring my
have,
birthday again.
yeah, geez. Okay. And of course, clinic. But we can also, fit in with this that you are eligible to start with masters also. If you like, you can do masters 9 November and completing in February, and you can do masters 11 May and June. And so you'll get 2 of each level, and then the following year you will complete. So if you do 5 and 8, you still need 6 and 7. This year we just did 6 and 7. So you'd be doing 6 and 7, and then you would be doing the following year. And then the following year you'd be doing 10 and 12, which is what we've just done this year.
And 12 is the only in-person one. That one's done in person?
Yes, it's always in person. So you can think about that now. Okay, so what is Seminar 5? Seminar focused on more sensory, intuitive, and perceptual skills used in shamanic Chinese medicine for the diagnosis and treatment of patients. So it's both intuitive and perceptual diagnosis. So, so more diagnostic skills, especially the kinesthetic and empathic. Hand diagnosis. So this is fun. Hand diagnosis, new skills. Auric field. So looking at people's auras, and based on intention. Long distance medical. Well, yes, we always do that. Faith projection, negative thought projection, shamanic Chinese medicine, adjunct shamanic healing. So I should probably redo that. This doesn't make much sense. So I just pulled out the website. So now I really need to go back to the website. And so this class it has a lot of, we look at, some pulses, we do some tongue reading, some you already have, or maybe really good at that, but that is in here so that you can have a sense of that. Like if we're going to be talking about influenza or colds and you need to see, is it hot? Is this person yang? Is it yin? So some basic things that you learn. But then there are all these other tools that we have and other treatments and treating people with going more into like energy balls, just other very intuitive aspects. And you can find those, in the book. I think that is in the beginning of book 3. Is that right, John?
I believe so.
Yeah, so all this stuff. So there's just a lot of the very fun work that is the intuitive work. And so we balance that out. We do some of each all the time. So we kind of come through it all in a more enjoyable way. 'Cause you don't want to just do all TCM theory or something. So you do TCM theory. And of course, we look at it in a slightly different way because we're not just regular TCM. We are medical Qigong. So we come at it. So that's T5. But think of it as intuitive, as a lot of intuitive stuff that goes on there. And this is one that we've done this year, which is more the respiratory, postural, and mental Dao Yin, Qi Chi deviations, and the beginning of space clearing. So that's the T6, which will be the following year. So, and then we have 7, which were just finished. The pediatrics, geriatrics, gynecology, stroke, coma, paralysis, Parkinson's, MS, self-treatment, anxieties, phobias, addictions, windows of the sky points, and then a clinic. Yes. And then 8, which will be next year. So first part of the study of cancers and tumors. And at the oh, my throat says that's a lot of talking. Just a second, I'll fix it with my
Fisherman's friend.
fisherman's friend. Yes, thank you, fisherman's friend. Whew. Okay. Yeah, so all the basic stuff around the cancer, but it's not just cancer, it's cysts, tumors, non-cancerous tumors. And cancer prescriptions. So it's excellent. And then there's an oncology clinic. So live online, of course, clinic. And in the clinic, you would be working with a master's student or graduate. And so some people are going to be taking both these together. So it's very nice because 8T then leads into M11, which is the master's. But before that, you do M9. If you do the master's, if you double up, the 9th seminar is designed to introduce students to the study of the Daoist 3 forces, so heaven, earth, and man. So that's what M9 is about. And so energy, food, and diet on the body, prenatal and postnatal, Jing, Qi, and Shen, body's energetic structures, 5 spiritual aspects, the 5 yin organs, Shenggong cultivation. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here. 6 transportation of Shen, 8 supernatural powers, soul projection, spirit projection, energy projection. We do a lot of work around the earth and actually in M12, we're going to do, because we're going to be in Vancouver and live, we're going to go out and do the whole walk to experience the different energy vortexes that are there, the underground water, streams, different things like that. So a person can actually feel these earth energies, the feelings of sand, so that we can feel the energies of the directions. We'll pull clouds out of the sky. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in M12. I mean, in M9, which we have to do in person. So that'll be, and then M12 has lectures so that we have time for some other things. So we have a lecture series that comes first that people can listen to at a distance, the lecture series. And okay, anyway, continuing. So this year we had M10, energetic anatomy and physiology. So 3 dantians, yin and yang divisions, like a lot of the working on the chakras, things like that. 9 chambers of the dantians, the taiji pull, 12 primary channels, interacting organs, 8 extraordinary vessels and their functions, working with the extraordinary vessels. We actually just did some of that in T7 too.
Yes, we did. It was great.
Yeah, function of the body's energetic points, extraordinary young organs. So it's just a lot more than this. It's like you can't round up these things. And then next year. So this is this part 2 really of cancer, mission therapy for the treatment of bone cancer, myeloma, leukemia, da-da-da. Radiation, then we talk more about radiation and chemo, and then surgery. So this is what I'm talking about, where we actually talk about the transplants and working with surgery and working with the transplanted organs. See, I mean, it's like such a bit of an overview. We miss some of that exciting stuff. Diet and nutrition, social oncology, and of course the oncology clinic, which is partnered with the therapist level. And 12 spiritual disorders. Students focus on the lower spiritual dimensions and interactions with the darker beings that are the cause of disease. So we do this in the park, in Stanley Park, in the Stanley Park Pavilion, because it's the perfect location. It has
Yes,
lots
it
of
is.
ghosts, never-ending supply. They're always walking through there. So we have lots of ghosts to work on. And we do work on that. We work on darker forces. And at this point, people are, pretty ready to do this. So dealing with demonic and evil spirit oppression and possession, exorcism. We work with the ghost points. We have very powerful treatments with that are something called the ghost points. And there's a lot of great treatments back and forth that everyone gets. Someone's the fear of spirit oppression. So if you're afraid of, it was really appropriate during COVID. We did a ton of that because people were so afraid of getting COVID. Like that's the fear of spirit oppression. So, but if you're afraid of anything, so if a person has a phobia, you can, work with that particular treatment because it gets the fear out of the body. So there's some really wonderful things happening with this. Okay. And yes, as you noticed, there are homework exams following each seminar, so opportunity to review what was taught and assimilate the information and practices. And there is a practical and written exam. And we have already been watching our students work throughout the year, so no worries, be prepared. All of our students have passed. Yes, if they took it, that was the one caveat. You have to take the exam to pass it. And that's actually happened. They were too afraid to take the exam. It's like, please. Anyway. So then there's all the confusion around certification levels. First of all, if you don't want certification, you don't have to do any of this. This is up to you. We're happy to have you in the class. Some people already have lots of certification. They're not concerned about it. Or then people just also like to have more certification. So our most basic, do Mountain Medical Qigong Practitioner Certification, complete all courses, 4 courses, clinical hours. Yes, 3 days of clinic. Homework exams. Yes, you've received them. And the final exam, and which is the written and the practicum.
And that clinical hours also includes your solo treatment on that final weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you say that again, John?
Because we not only do they take the final exam, but they also have they do their own individual um, first solo treatment in class that's
Oh,
not
right.
guided. And we do that. That's part of the requirement too.
Right. And then if you want to have the shamanic Chinese medicine, then you all have channeling one. So you add channeling one to that, and that makes it a shamanic Chinese medicine because you now have that ability too to add more of the intuitive. And then if you want the IIQSCM, then you have to complete everything above plus 48 hours of clinical externship. So that's 48 hours that you're doing on your own without us there. And you've been doing this, a lot of people have been doing this. And so you do that. Plus, there's a requirement of sending us in some of your charting, your charts of the practices. How many do we say, John? Do we want? I can't remember. Was it 12 or? I don't think it's that many. Practitioner level is it 6?
Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'm going
and
to send
then
that. I'll send that information out again, all this
okay,
stuff to everybody. I'll send that out today with the rough cut. Okay.
okay. Thank you, John. And then you can also get the IMQ, sorry, the IIQSCM practitioner training. So the shamanic Chinese medicine, you just have to also have the channeling one. So there you go. And there's not like a limit on completing. So if you haven't finished this before the exam, then that's not a problem. But if you want the certifications, get the certification once you've finished all of these requirements. So it's requirement, then certification.
Yeah, because I just recently reviewed some, we don't really grade them, but I reviewed some exams for people that took the course 5 years ago. And
Yeah.
they just got their exams in, and now that we can send them their certificates. So they wanted those
Yes.
certificates. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was just about 2 months ago, I think I did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So the levels of the training, practitioner, 4 seminars, 1 year, done this. Therapist, 4 seminars, along with, so that is a requirement for the IIQSCM only. Otherwise, therapist level is the same as the practitioner level, where it's just do the classes, do your homework exams, do the clinic. And that gets your empty mountain certificate. So that's your basic certificate that you can have. So, and then if you want to get the IIQSCM, you need to have TCM. Now, if you've already done TCM, you don't need to redo TCM. If you've done other work that gives you anatomy and physiology, A&P, 100 hours of that is required. And so you can take that. Now, someone was asking where we kind of like Wild Rose College offers these courses. They can be pretty
Online at your
inexpensive.
own pace, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all at your own pace.
Yeah.
Yes. So you don't have to go find a college to take this in. You can do all this online. So we found that as sort of, I think that the students really like their courses. Um, they're pretty enjoyable, and that's kind of done. Sometimes it's offered in person by Noel Taylor on Vancouver Island. Someone wants to go there in person, but just for the TCM hours, not the A&P hours. So this is just for the IIQSCM, which used to be the IIMQ certification. So, and then we have, oh, yeah, that's the first year. Then the master's program, which has some other requirements. I believe it's 35 more hours of TCM, 35 or 36 more hours of TCM. And then it's got, the therapist program, I think it's 35 hours of of work on people of the clinical externship. And then the master's program has like, what is it, 200 or something, Joe?
208.
208. Yeah, it's quite a few. So then that's not a cumulative. That would be, those are at each level. So to get that master's level, that would be for the IIQSCM at that level. And then there are other requirements for the master's level, which I think you can find online, but it's, you need to do more write-ups. You need to do standing practice for a certain number of hours and talk about it. So you need to take on a clinical study. So you would take on a case, and it might be like so anyway, but that would be 2 years from now. So you got lots of time to even think about that. We do have a doctoral program, but it's currently not scheduled. Don't know when it will be scheduled. So we're still waiting for the first people to write their dissertations. So anyway, and to get shamanic requirements for the practitioner level, channeling 1, therapist level, mediumship or channeling 2, master's level, the whole channeling series plus light body meditation. Okay, all of which some of you have. So the tuition, same as practitioner, but at this point you don't need to give us a deposit. Payment plans available. We never charge interest. Canadians have that same surcharge per seminar, and then a little extra on the clinic. So that's just for the Canadian dollars from Canadians. Okay, so how are we doing for time
It
and
is.
questions? So I think it's time to open some
Yeah, I was
questions.
gonna say it's almost to the top of the hour. Yep.
Okay.
Questions, anybody?
Oh,
And yes, Celine put in there, and I did the same. If you live in Vancouver, you can take anatomy and physiology course through Langara College. There's a wonderful course that does exams and stuff.
yeah.
I think it's even called it Anatomy and Physiology for Body Workers.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yep.
I actually have a quick question.
Well, there's a couple of people that got their hands up before you, so just to honor that. But yes, put your hand up and we'll definitely get that. Naomi.
I would like to, I think I need to repeat this year again because I'm just in my own kind of like healing process. So bearing that in mind, I don't, yeah, when that exam, when is it? Is that part of our last module?
Yeah, that's
Did you-
May
Yes,
16th.
last module.
Yep.
Okay. So if I'm going to repeat, do I have to come to that part of it, or can I just,
No, you don't have to.
okay. Okay, great.
But it's going to be pretty simple. Nothing to be worried about.
Okay, maybe I'll come for fun.
Well, yeah, because you can repeat it next year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you won't be afraid next year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Michelle?
Just wondering, guys, for the anatomy requirement, if I'm a massage therapist, so does that cover that requirement? I'm just curious because I've got my training in that. So background, would that be something that would work for the anatomy side of stuff?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I think you're got it covered. So do all the
Okay.
acupuncturists. The acupuncturists got their TCM
Yeah.
covered.
Oh, we've got all that. Okay, guys, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, AMP you definitely have covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know about the ghosts in Stanley Park. Yeah. It's considered to be one of the most, just off the park towards the harbor, on the harbor side of Stanley Park. It's considered to be the most haunted island in North America. There's a lot of ghosts around Stanley Park. And we
Yeah.
kind of live, it's like, we live, we classes in this place we were just about at the very top of the height of the whole park, like the highest point. And somehow I guess it is. Someone said
No,
that.
Prospect Point's the highest point.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a hill behind there. It's obviously a place that's been inhabited and fought over by the inhabitants. That whole bay where that's a harbor would have been, it's just an incredible source of clams and
Right.
all that stuff that they would be living on. I'm sure there was a salmon run up.
And that Discovery
Right.
Island and that whole military thing that's there too. Crazy.
Yeah, anyway, there's just a lot of ghosts there.
Yeah.
And we have no lack of ghosts. It's not like you clear them. It's like another one's there the next day. It was very distracting teaching in there. I was
Yeah.
always having to deal with someone in the back saying, "There's a ghost here."
You're right. Except in
I'm getting a
M12, then we're
headache.
like, yay!
Yeah, they get me getting a headache or something. Oh, I feel really weird because you would feel weird as sitting in the back. It's like, well, you're sitting back there. Come to the front of the room. But anyway, we'd always be clearing the ghosts out. And then it would be okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't it was all just, it wasn't anything that was really, they were just lost. They were caught in this trail of
Yeah,
tears.
yeah. They were all sorts of lost souls
Yeah.
tramping through that room. It's really wild. Oh yeah,
So Celine was wondering when the days were again for
that's
space clearing.
space clearing. I have it listed in my calendar as 19th to 22nd of November. It could change. It's not listed on the website yet. So don't, and it's not marked it's not set in stone, but
Isn't
just
that
something to
Thanksgiving? No, it's
consider.
pretty close. A week
Yeah.
before, right.
Yeah, it's the week after Masters 9.
Okay.
Can I
Your
give a
birth-
plug for space clearing?
Sure.
When Wendy did it, I don't know, like probably 5 years ago, Wendy,
Uh-huh.
it was phenomenal. I think it's my favorite of all of them because it combines everything is in space clearing, and it was just so fun.
I know.
That was the only
Oh my
one. That's the
God.
only thing I have never done with Wendy, so I have to do it.
I'm so glad that you're going to be doing it again, Wendy.
But
Thank you.
but you have done it with me.
Have I? I don't think I've done space clearing with you.
No, but not as a class, but
Not
in
as a
person.
class, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you have done it. You have
Oh,
done
I've done
space.
space clearings with you, yes.
Yes. So
Never the class.
yeah, I mean, and it's really, it is powerful, and it is a culmination of knowing what we know here, and then you have a place to go, and the place is full of energies, and then they're quite palpable, and yeah, I mean, it would be a great thing to do in person, to go into spaces. We did that, but we will do that in 12 too, I think. I mean, we do that enough in 12. We have done that in M12 as like a little class
Yeah.
outings,
You're the Ghostbuster car going off to take care of the ghosts.
right? Gone on little outings and done like the people who couldn't sleep inside of their house because it was full of ghosts at night. There was all this activity inside. So they had spent years sleeping. They had a tent on their deck
Oh, God.
that they had slept on, and it was like, can someone come and
That's
help these
crazy.
people?
That's so crazy.
Yes, tent on their deck. And then we found out why. It's like, oh, God, yeah. That makes perfect sense here. Yeah, it can get very bad, the presence of ghosts. We had a London one last year too. Cat ghosts. The cat ghosts were harassing. Remember that?
I don't remember this one. What is this?
Yeah. I can't. What's her? She's Irish. Remember last year?
Oh, right.
Freddie.
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 Yes, lovely. Our lovely Freddie. Oh yeah, and her cats. She couldn't sleep because her cats were going wild every night. And they were like this, like, "Rah, rah." Her cats had never done that before. They're just going wild every night. And then we had to clear the cat ghosts out of her place.
Right.
And then she kept it clear, and her cats calmed and chilled out, and everything was fine after that.
Right. Oh,
There was
right,
like
right. Okay.
wildness every night going on with her
Yeah.
cats when she moved into that place. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
all very interesting. Michelle, and then we'll take a break.
Just a quick one, guys. What about the ghost box, Wendy or John? Do you use anything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do? See,
Yep.
do you cover that? Because I always hear people, why do I have two of me? This is insane. Go away.
No, I can just see
There
one
we
of
go.
you.
Okay, thank you. I have so many. Yeah, I was just curious about that, the ghost box. Like, is that a legit thing, guys? Like, I see lots, I hear
Yes.
stuff. I've never used one.
Like
I
a
wonder if
ghost
we
jail.
cover that, or do we talk about it, or?
Oh, that. We actually did that. We do that in 6.
Oh, okay.
Seminar 6 covers that.
Okay. Because I've
Yeah.
seen the apps you can put on your phone. And I know.
Well, no, we don't do that. This is a
my God.
Daoist thing.
I had one on my phone, and my son was like, let's just try this. Because there's like a
no,
creepy part of town. It was like, ah! And it shows you where it's coming. This was hysterical because it was like a blue light coming to the car. And he was like, oh, it's coming for us. I thought, this cannot be real. But,
Oh,
and it's
no,
supposed
that's
to
not
heal.
what
No,
we
that's
have. No, this is not what we do.
Yeah, guys, I've never
No.
used it. So I look forward to hearing the proper way this
Yeah,
is
we
Yeah.
build. Yes.
Okay.
Because we got to remember, we're trying to work in respect. There's
Of course.
beings
Yes.
we want
I
to
guess,
support,
but you
and
know the way they
if they're ready to go to
package
the light, we
these.
send them to the light.
Of course. But the
It's
way they
not
package these apps, they're a
punishment.
little bit creepy, but they're not, but they just leave it open for you. But I'm like, "Ugh." And some of them are just a box. So I just wondered, is that a legit or is it not? I know we're sending them properly, but are any of those things even good for a proper?
I don't
I
know anything
would have
about.
to check each one individually. I have no idea what
Yeah,
I've
they
never
are.
heard
but you
of
have a suggestion, or you guys know stuff probably anyway, as we go
Well,
through it,
yeah.
there would be stuff, of
Yeah.
course. So just
Yes.
put that app
We
away.
do this.
What am I doing? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, put the app
Yes.
away.
Put the app away.
Thank you. I'll just delete that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that mediumship is pretty set in stone for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the fall. Yeah, that one will happen for sure. It's the space clearing.
You're right.
I haven't done it for a long time.
Right.
I get requests all the time. So okay,
Okay,
John.
it's 5
so
after. So what do you say? 25 after, everybody.
25 after. You will be needing tables.
Yes. We
We
will
are
be
going to be
doing
doing.
treatments afterwards. And is everyone going to be here?
Oh yes, that's the other thing
So
we
I
need
can
to
make
know.
partners and get that all set.
So tell us in the chat if you're not going to be here, or you can just unmute right now because we need to
And
know.
Naomi, are you a receive only person or are you able to give? So you let me know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're fine either way. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try and give first, and
You want to try to give first? Okay.
maybe I'll try that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you can lie down and
Yeah.
Good. Well, okay, then I'll put you in. Great.
In the mix.
So enjoy your break, everybody. See you at 25 after,
Yeah.
and we can pause our recording.
Recording.
Welcome
Yes,
back, everybody.
Yes, welcome back. Okay. Just trying to. The last minute, I remembered I probably need to have some things up in the PDFs. I have it on my other computer up on my.
You're talking about the handouts, you mean?
Yes, the handouts.
Right.
Okay, I need to look at those. I do it on my other computer and I think I've got it. Oh yeah, there it is. All ready to go. Wrong. Not all ready to go. Okay. pull it up here. There it is. Okay, that's what I want. Have it, but we also have it here. Okay, so we are going to go back to our PowerPoint now. And oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. So cold and influenza treatment. Yeah. There's a good one. Definitely a good one. So what we do here stop the share for a second, actually. So in this seminar, you've come through 1, 2, and 3, and you're ready to open up the recipe book. So you know enough about cooking and baking that we can trust you to actually do this. So you have the information for the most part that you need. Like some of it you still learn as you go along, but we're getting through these basics, and we're going to do more of these basics to so that you can use your protocols. And so this is great. Now you can start to really, this whole wonderful thing opens up for you. Is the index in the back of the handouts?
The index should be in the back of the handouts. Yes.
Yeah. So
If you
so
go, yeah, if you go to page 29, everybody in your handouts, you'll see that there's 3 pages of all the treatments. So you know where to
yes,
find them in the new books.
yes. So that's if you have something, you can kind of read through that and kind of get familiar with it. But yes, so you're going to need so this is great. You're learning how to do this, how to look at those protocols and have some idea of what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, so cold and
So the
influenza.
page, they're wondering about the pages again. 29, 30, and 31.
Yeah.
The last 3 pages of
In
the
book
handouts.
one? Oh,
In your handouts.
sorry, I don't have them because I'm TAing.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, you know that whole thing I made and gave out, Celine. It has just all where you can find everything.
Yeah, I'll have to look for it. I just don't have it on hand with me
Yeah,
right
yeah, we
now.
don't need it on hand. I'm
We're
just
not,
pointing
you
out,
don't need to look at it. That's just for people. We're just
Oh,
making
okay,
reference
gotcha.
to it.
Thank you.
we're just saying that it's there. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at the cold and influenza patient treatment. Now, you're not going to have your surrogate sit on the end of the table. So that's okay. We'll have to do a little bit tricky with doing this treatment, but aside from that, yes. So you're going to stimulate energy. And so here we are. Here's a treatment protocol out of your books, page 341. And that would be volume
That should be,
3. I think volume 3.
yes, I believe it's volume 3.
Yes.
Wait,
Unless it's
no, I think
volume.
it's,
Actually, it says maybe it's volume 1. John can look that up for us. Okay,
I'll
so
find out.
stimulating the energy in the head and leading down the arms. Oh, it's
Should be in the handout at the back.
actually yeah, it should be in the hand at the back. Yeah, volume 4 probably because this is going to be
I was just going to say it's volume 4. That's what I was thinking.
volume 4 because it's to do with the lungs. Okay. Stimulate energy in the head and lead the toxins down the arms and out large intestine and 11. So you're going to be doing this with more detail. But this is a very cool thing, and this is something that you can do with anyone who has a cold, or like they're getting a cold, their lungs are getting kind of weak. When you stimulate large intestine 11, large intestine 4, and we do this together, and there's a certain move that we do, and I'm going to demonstrate that. then you really do help support the person getting better more quickly from flus and colds. Back into my fisherman's friend. Teacher's friend. I think it's teacher's friend. Okay. Here's some points to know. We're going to be using yin tang, tai yang at the temples. I'm going to go move across those and send the chi down the conception vessel on the stomach channels and up the feet. So that's a picture of the stomach channels. And then we stimulate the upper back and head using fan palms. So base of the skull, base of the neck, and between the shoulder blades. Guide the chi down the bladder channels to the feet. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this. One way, if you have a person on the table, you can slide your hands under the head, under the base of the neck, and stimulate the chi that way. And then between the shoulder blades, just bringing your hands down, which is something, if I'm working on someone, in this case, that's most likely how I'm going to do this. I'm going to be working from the back. And then after you've done that, then you would focus on the bladder channels, but you'd have your hands above the body. Maybe able to just do it that way because it is easier. And then you go back to this, shaking the arm and stimulating the lung chi, and repeat other arm and modifications. And we're going to do that when we look at the actual handout. Sorry about that. Here it is, the lung chi. I'm stimulating my lung chi and hacking it out. Okay. Oh, that's not where I need to be. I need to escape here.
But Wendy, it's still much better than last week.
Oh, so much better. Oh my God.
That was an interesting week.
Oh yeah, definitely getting better. Seriously better.
Yes.
Um,
Even your energy in your face and everything looks
yeah,
totally
no.
more you.
So we have a healing circle of a bunch of graduates who get together and work on healing tough cases.
Oh, and they did you yesterday.
They did me yesterday. Yes, I wasn't even
Yes.
expecting it. They were like, you
Cool.
lie down. You're getting this.
That's
And it
awesome.
was so good. They blasted me off to the moon. I was like,
I was going to say
where
a whole
am
group of
I?
people.
I'm supposed to be somewhere. Where am I? It's always good when I'm completely disoriented. I know that I've really they did it twice. Like twice I went out that far.
Oh, wow.
And our little healings are only like 15 to 20 minutes. So it was good.
Wow.
Yeah, but we do
How many
yeah.
people?
Well, there were quite a few people there. I think we had 5 or 6 people working on me.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I felt very fortunate to have all of that focus on me. And there is definitely a thing when you start to get a group like that and the group sends this healing energy, um, that can really do some great stuff. And we've had people with some pretty serious long-term situations where it's been helpful. So,
Mm.
although I have to bring Naomi back. How many did you get? I can't remember how many. Did you get 2 or 3?
You only messaged me about one, so I don't know.
Okay, so also we haven't given you 3. Okay, so I was just wondering about that. Okay, you're gonna get back on the
roster.
roster. Yes,
Now serving.
that's right. That's right. Okay, let me pull up share again here.
So she's going to bring up the handout, everybody. So it's on page
Yes.
2 of your handouts, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes, easy to find. Page 2. Okay. So here's what we actually do. That was a bit of a drive-by. So you actually sort of start here, and this actually, it's good. And they say pinch a knee, so we're just going to like stimulate. So how do we stimulate? Stimulate is a lot like kind of tiger kneading. So it's sort of a pushing and pulling move. You push in and you kind of pull. It's a really good stimulating move. Then your focus, your intention is on yin tang, and then it's on the Kangong, above the eyebrows, and then we come across into the Tai Yang, which is at the temples. And so we're going to stimulate these. And in influenza, it gets all stuck in the head. So you're kind of breaking up this stuck energy. So it's not just there, you really try to think of going back in behind. Like you're not just on the surface, you're like really kind of going into the head to break up the stagnation that happens. Like flu just brings everything to a halt. Then we're going to do the arm points. And then you're going to come back to the yin tang and those points again. But this time we're going to go down the arms and lead the toxic chi down and out through the arms and through the hands. And depending, sometimes if they have a really headache attached to that, sometimes it's actually good to like if you're in person, you can squeeze down the arms like toothpaste and off the hands to really send that turbid chi out through the hands. Otherwise, we comb it out. And down the arms to start discharging the turbid chi outside the body through their hands. And repeat this like 3 to 7 more times or dispel the wind cold and the wind heat from the patient's body. Now, at this point, we can also pull that energy down the stomach channels. And so we're going to do a pulling here down so we're also going to pull down from the head down the stomach channels and out through the feet 3 times. So we're just really wanting to pull that energy down and away from the body. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. I think I'll show you from how I would do it in person. So my hand underneath, so sliding underneath these points. And just thinking about, stimulating the points and just stimulate the points energetically. And after we stimulate them, we're going to comb that out down the body and off through the feet. Yeah. And then the next page. So you're going to get an idea of these points. And so now we have some gallbladder points, gallbladder 20s that are outside of the 16 point, the Feng Fu. So it's beside that. And then we keep going back down to the back again and stimulating more governing channel. So we're going to do this and again, it's just, we'll pull that out down off the feet. And then we'll again go back to our large intestine 4 and 11 points and vibrate them. Actually, we haven't done that, right? Oh, no, we do that in the beginning, yeah. So I thought we did it twice. Yeah, and then we finish with that to really get that energy really powerful. Lead and guide the discharged toxic chi out of the patient's chest along the stomach channels and dispose the chi. Oh, this is so we have 2 modifications. It's all according to whether it's hot or if it's cold. Now, one way to tell is it hot or is it cold would be to look at their tongue. If their tongue is like white, then it's cold. And if it's kind of red, then it's going to be hot. That's kind of one obvious thing. And do they feel cold? But feeling cold can also be chills that are more associated with heat. So you can also just not do that part unless you're really sure, because you don't want to be emitting cold into a cold person or hot into a hot person. So until you know the answer to that, just keep it with not doing the hot and cold part. So this is to come. You'll be learning these things, how to tell. And then we have some very nice prescription homework, and for someone who is sick, and sending that chi down, and I think it's pretty basic moves. But let's look at those basic moves. So some basic moves: combing down here, coming to the throat, and I like to do it like that. So that's getting the chi, but the good thing is you can get some chi moving here when you don't have to have somebody else massaging your head. You're just trying to get that chi stimulated over the head and then off the throat. Then you can also do it down over the ears and sending it off that way. And you're really just focusing. And also, if you get the headache one, then you can also squeeze down your own arms and send it off your fingertips. Just think of it as toothpaste coming down. Always feels pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Squeeze that off and down. Yes, it does just generally feel good to do that. It's a good Qigong move. Okay. And yeah, this is just so you know what's in your handouts. And then some points to press against, which is pretty basic, and it's shown here. And then bowing the head. And this one is to reduce sweating. And so it's just hands behind the head and cross-legged and bending forward. So that's a nice one. And then you have this one, which is also really nice. When it's good for, it's just really good for, it's called for pneumonia prescription, but you can really use this in like any occasion. It's because it's a nice thing to do, and it's based on the words, I am being healed. So you can just sit upright, posture with this, and then you're just going to do the breathing pattern. You do it with your inside of your mind. Close your mouth, touch the tip of your tongue to the palate, and attention in the center of your chest, and breathe into the lower abdomen as best you can. And as you breathe in, you imagine divine white light coming in through the nose, expanding the abdomen, and say, I am. You're going to hold your breath and say, being. And then you're going to exhale, letting the tongue go, and breathe out through the mouth and contract the abdomen to send and then it's healed. So it's a nice little affirmation to do as you sit. So breathing in through your nose, if your nose is open enough to breathe in through, but breathe in, I am, filling with white light. Hold, being. Exhale out through the mouth, healed. Nice. Breathe in through the nose, white light. Tongue on the palate. I am. Hold. Being. Exhale, drop the tongue, healed. So that's that. I am being healed. Breathe in through the nose. Filling yourself with white light. I am being as you hold. And then exhale, healed. Healed. So we'll just do that for a couple of minutes and see how that feels. I am being healed. So that's the sequence. And there's no timer. So you can go at a pace that feels good. One more. Okay, and now we're going to change it up a little. We're going to do this crossed limbs sitting. And so the hands are in the specific mudra here, and the inner hand for women is, I always do the one that feels right. Okay, for women, they want the right hand to be on the inside against the body with the thumb placed on the tip of the ring finger. So that's, I'll have to show that. So that's a mudra. We do mudras a lot in the therapist six. And so right hand against the body. So that would be here. Down wants to go. Okay. So right hand against the body. And then that would be the tip of the ring finger. But you actually kind of put this hand in here first, around, thumb in the center of the palm, and these fingers around the back. And then you touch these together.
Can you show us better?
Yeah, can you stand up maybe to do it? Because it's
Okay.
all out of the screen. There we go.
Okay. So right hand here. Now be touching this, so that you're gonna be touching this, but you don't do that. Well, you can do it. Now you need to cover this with your other hand that goes over, and then you're gonna have it sitting like this. So that's Lao Gong, and then the back of the hand, and then these fingers together. But then there's the foot posture. So that's your hand posture. Now you're going to cross your ankles, and I believe the right ankle is in the back. Let's check.
Is that the same for
Yeah,
men too? I wasn't sure.
the right foot position behind the left foot, men the opposite.
Okay.
And you're kind of on a 60-degree angle beneath your body, between your hips and highs. Hips and highs. Okay, no, hips and thighs would be better than that. Hips and highs. Okay, so this is the hand position, and then the feet just kind of crossed and just a little bit underneath you is all that is. So women have the right hand behind the left, men have the left hand behind the right. And the same, the men have the opposite here. Some men are this way with thumb here and then these fingers touching here. So that's a very standard mudra actually. So then it's like that. If you're a man, if you're a woman, we're doing the opposite. So, okay. And then we're just going to do our breath again. It's the same breathing. So just notice the difference now. You've got this other mudra, these other hand feet positions going on, and just see if you notice the difference. So it's inhale, breathe, inhale the I am, and then being as you hold, and healed. The exhale out through the mouth. I am, hold, being, exhale, healed. I am being healed. And then just doing that on your own, but this different position. Remember the white light, to visualize that. And as you exhale, just really think of all turbid, stuck energy coming out with the breath. One more breath. And then we're going to go back to the original position just so you can feel the difference. Separate your feet, hands on your thighs. Okay. And now because this is kind of like a release of turbid energy, we're not going to do a collecting the energy at the end because we just kind of want, things to be as yeah. But you notice the difference? How changing a hand position, changing your foot position has a big impact on the energy, and the energy flows within the body, and yeah, and the whole aspects of healing there in general. So any feedback on that? What you felt?
Yes, Naomi just had a comment that she was, and I think you mentioned it. Why pneumonia? It seems like it'd be good for loads of stuff, and it is.
Exactly. Yes. Good
That's
for loads of stuff. Yes.
yes, do it.
Yes. It's just,
Michelle.
yeah.
Um, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, just kind of adding on to what Naomi said, when I did it with my hands just on my knees,
Yeah.
I could feel where in my rotator cuff I have a little bit of stuff going on, crystals and whatnot. I could feel it pulling when I had
Nice.
my hands. But now with the other one, of course, like with the mudra and the feet crossed, it felt like it was like a cycle, like a circuit.
Mm.
That's all I want to say. Like that seemed to be the case with that one. Both are really good, but
Yeah, exactly. They're both
right?
good.
They're
Yeah.
really good. But that one with the circuit kind of feeling, the one with the hands crossed, it felt more like it was really flowing, and it wasn't as abrupt as the one that with the hands on the knee. Yeah.
More detailed, more maybe more refined, kind of. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Naomi?
I have really dry eyes, like medically dry eyes, but they really started streaming, especially in the first one, and it bit in the second, but then when we went back to the first one, I mean, I just had to get a tissue because there was so much release happening.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the power of mood is something that we play with a lot more in the sixth seminar. That it is all pretty magical. Yeah, what happens is change a few things and wow, completely different experience of the energy.
Question from
Okay.
Stacy in the chat.
Okay.
Can you do this sitting cross-legged on the floor, or are these position, or are there different positions for the floor?
You can play with that and just see how it changes.
Yeah, try it out.
Try it out because they do it. Sitting cross-legged on the floor will change your experience. Often it can be harder to kind of access the leg energies when you sit cross-legged on the floor. But play with it and see. Okay, so now we're going to do the treatments. So, John,
All right.
partners.
Partners, here we
Howdy,
go.
partner. Yeah.
Gavin, you're going to give a session to Tarek. Inga's going to give a session to Barbara. Esther's giving a session to Stuart. Naomi's giving a session to Elena. And Stacy, you're going to give a session to Michelle. And Celine, we had an even number, so if you want to find someone to give a session to, you could do that. So once again, Gavin's going first, giving a session to Tarek. Inga's going first, giving a session to Barbara. Esther's going to give a session to Stuart. Naomi giving a session to Elena. And Stacy's giving a session to Michelle.
Do you know anybody who might need a session, John? Because I don't.
Oh, I was thinking about.
I can always use help with my sinuses, but I can't think of anybody.
Would you
give
like
John
me
a
to
session.
give you
Yeah, because
treatment?
I've been
Okay.
doing all this chronic sinusitis for over a year.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. So we do not start this with the general treatment protocol. So it's a very specific treatment. Often we start with general treatment protocol, but not in this case. Can you hear me okay from here?
I can.
Okay. I want to see. Actually, you don't need to be able to see feet so much. I'll come a little closer. Here we go. Oops. Won't trip. Not a good idea. Okay. Yeah. Carpet gets bunched up. Okay. Okay. So here we go. And so start with we do start with our 1 through 10. We always do start with that. So, and our invocation. So let's find that place to stand. Breathing deeply and smiling. A few deep breaths. Then getting in touch with the beautiful golden light above and inviting that golden light to pour down over the head. And to pour down the face, the front of the body, all the way down to your feet, and more golden light pouring down over the head, down the back of the body to your feet. And then inviting that beautiful golden light now in through the crown, letting it illuminate the brain, the hemispheres left and right, the glands of the brain, letting it illuminate the sense organs, coming down through, down into the throat, illuminating the thyroid gland down behind the breastbone to light up your thymus gland, and then inviting the light into the heart, smiling to the heart, glowing with beautiful light, golden light into the lungs, healing the lungs, bringing that healing energy, that vitality down into the liver, lighting up the liver, coming across to light up the spleen and the pancreas and back to the kidneys, and descending down through the kidneys and illuminating them, a nice glow in your kidneys, and then coming into the stomach and through the digestive system, the stomach, the gallbladder, the small intestine. Golden light moving through the colon, the ascending, transverse and descending colon, and coming all the way back. Shoot, I don't have that. Oh. Okay, all the way to the colon, all the way to the rectum, and then golden light filling the bladder, golden light filling the reproductive organs. Good. Letting this golden light now sink into the blood and move out to every cell of the body, filling it with golden light, golden healing light down into the bones and the bone marrow, expanding out through all of the connective tissue, fascia, tendons, ligaments, muscles, flesh, and skin, and out into the Wei Qi fields all around you. Beautiful energy. And then coming down to your feet and extending your awareness down into the earth with the first, second, and third transpersonal points of the earth, extending your roots down and out, expanding outward. Like a lovely anchor in the earth. And then inviting this beautiful earth energy to rise up. Letting it rise up through the feet, coming up the legs, coming up over the head and down into the cauldron, the lower dantian. Steaming in your cauldron, beautiful balanced yin and yang energies. Good, and letting that yin and yang now move all the way through the body, coming through the torso, down the arms to the hands, down the legs to the feet, the neck to the head, expanding and glowing and shining more and more. Coming out through the palms now into the Wei Qi field all around you. 6 is thick. And beginning to fill the Wei Qi. Feel all those energy fields now with this beautiful alchemy of yin and yang around the feet and ankles, around your calves and knees and thighs, up around your hips and waist, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your head, more and more cocooning all around you, wrapping you up, beautiful, steamy energy. Good. Getting that all wonderfully cocooned, and then lifting up through the crown, up to the first, second, and third heavenly transpersonal points, connecting all the way up to the divine and the heavenly light, inviting that divine light now to shine down, let it shine down all the way through and illuminate the upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian, letting that coalesce to form the Taiji pole in the center of the body. And this beautiful column of light as you breathe in, see it getting brighter and shiny with each breath, brighter and brighter. Continuing to breathe this way until that light shines out into the body, illuminating the whole body, then out into the first field of Wei Qi, second field of Wei Qi, and the third field of Wei Qi, all around you. Beautiful glowing energy holding your space. And then calling upon the divine, the guides, your guides, guardians, and angels, great beings of light, asking that they work with you, work through you, and allow you to be a vessel of healing energy in accordance with the divine will. Calling upon guides, guardians, angels, great beings of light to hold the space where we are working safe and sacred, creating that space and bringing your partner's energy in on the table, head to toe. And then calling upon the divine that works with your partner, that they might direct and lead you to give your partner the best possible healing for their highest path, and that the work we do be of benefit to all beings. And then getting our nice ball of white light and wrapping up our partner at 3 protective levels or 3 Wei Qi fields and fusing that into that vortex underneath the table. Stepping in and dropping down a grounding cord from their coccyx into the earth, and then from your coccyx into the earth. And then we're just going to do a little combing, head to toe. And then the other side. To get my timepiece here. Holding. And from the feet. Okay. Very good. So we're going to start by coming up above the head. And we're going to come to our points here. We have our yin tang. And we're going to start by tiger kneading here. Just going to kind of push and pull on yin tang on the third eye. Open that up. Okay, and then we're going to come across and then we're going to tiger knead above the eyebrows, right on the eyebrows, push and pull, opening up those points, the liver points in the middle of the eyebrows. Just think of that opening up. And really think about going in. So you really kind of, even though you're doing these points, like you're really thinking of breaking up stagnation inside of the head. And then you're going to come over to the temples. So just outside of the eyebrows and push and pull here to get that chi moving. Okay. And often after you do that, it kind of feels like you need to pull across the eyebrows and release that. And then we're going to open up these arm channels and you're going to put the hoku is right in here. This point right in here. So you're going to hold that this way. So if this was a hand, it would be reversed, or it would be like this. And then the other hand would be coming around and grasping it. And we're going to do the same thing here in the elbow. So it's like you're coming around and you're kind of grasping, and the middle finger is pressing down on that large intestine 11 point, which is right at the tip of the elbow crease. So we have here and we have here. And when you do it, it looks like this, that you're just coming around the back and you're holding these 2 points and you're shaking the arm. So we're just going to shake that arm, large intestine 4 and large intestine 11 at the same time. And it's just a very good combo to do it this way, and it supports the lung chi, and it supports the immune system, the upright chi of the body. You're really helping that very defensive chi of the body. So we're going to do that for them. It's really good. And then we're just going to walk around and do the same thing on the other arm. So you can see my hands grasping this way. So I just come along and it's just like grasp. It's a very simple move. You don't want to make it more complicated because then you're like all over here and other things. So it's just very simple. Shake that. Okay, then we come back to our recipe and we're going to do some repeating of that. And we're going to do the same thing, yin tang. And we're just going to, this time we're using our open palms to send that energy in. So we kind of got things moving, and so we're going to send some energy into yin tang. And just think of it going right into that upper dantian. And then we're going to move it out to the temples. So the first time we were like moving things, we're breaking up the stagnation. Now we're emitting chi. Okay, and now we're going to send that chi, I'm going to go down one side at a time, send that down the arm and off the hand. So really clearing it down and off the hand. So just really want to get rid of that. This is where you can do the toothpaste move. Coming again on this side. Kind of do them both at once, but then you can kind of like stimulate that again, send some energy into the temple and pull that down and off the hand. Okay. And now we're going to not roll them over. We're going to put our hands underneath the back. This is the treatment step 2. Going to go back to the base of the skull. And you can put a couple of fingers there. And they say press and knead. So you can just kind of like think of stimulating that point right here at the base of the skull on the governing channel. And I do a lot of exhaling when I'm doing these points because I can feel the energy getting unstuck. And then that really helps to move it if you kind of exhale and blow it out. And then you're going to slide down to the base of the neck and do the same thing here, breaking up the energy. So base of the skull and then base of the neck. Feng Fu and Dai Sui, or Big Hammer. I like to call that one Big Hammer. And then you can put your fingers sort of underneath, here at the back of the shoulder blades, right between the shoulder blade and the spine, and lift your fingers up in here, and you'd be pressing there to stimulate these points. And now I like to have a wide stance when I do this. And if you have a wide stance, you can keep your back straight. It's just really good for emitting the chi. And you can also lean a little bit on your table. But it's good to keep that stance because you'll feel how much better it feels when you're emitting chi. And then we can do a little bit if you have space. It's pretty hard to do tiger kneading but you can kind of press and release if your hands are sliding underneath the body. Okay. Then we're going to come back and we're going to come back to this, the base of the neck, and sending chi in here. You can use sword fingers if you like. We're just emitting chi here. So we were stimulating first, then emitting. Okay, so you've done the governing vessel, the big hammer, and now you're going to go down to the same points between the shoulder blades and just sending chi in this time. And you can just use fingertips, a couple of fingertips for each point, or 2 or 3, just sending into this area behind the lungs. Okay, and then we're going to send that down, coming to the side, and think of sending down the bladder channels. Start on the inner corner of the eyes, come over the head and down the back. So we're just going to sweep up from the corners of the eyes and think of bringing it down the back and off the feet. So we repeat that. And again, bringing down the back of the body and off the feet. And so this part, the chi emission, you repeat. So we'll go back and we'll repeat it once, but you can repeat it 3 to 7 times. So we're just going to repeat that base of the neck. And then between the shoulder blades. Okay, and then come with the head and clear down the back. So this is like you'd be doing if a person was live. Now, at a distance, we can also shift the hat. So all of a sudden this has become their back. Don't look at the feet. The feet are on backwards now. But anyway, you can also just make this into the back, and then you can do these things also through the back. Excuse me. So we're doing it more as if they're live. And we're going to come to step 3 now, where you're at the gallbladder points. Energetically press and knead the patient's gallbladder 20 points, which are on either side at the base of the skull. And then we're basically going to go back and stimulate the other points once again. So either side of the base of the skull. Yeah, so this is more opening these points. So that's more of a press and knead or a push and pull on the points rather than a chi emission. So you're opening it up. And these points get energy stuck, especially when someone's feeling sick. So these are great points to work on. And then we can come to the base of the neck. So our 14 point. And again, we're opening this one. So we've put a bunch of energy in, we've moved a bunch of energy. And we're opening it up some more. And then down behind the shoulder blades, just beside the shoulder blades of the spine. Okay, and I'm going to come down, stomach channels on the front of the body because I think that's going to feel good for them. So coming down the face, and you really, the starts here, but it comes around and does this. So you're going to come down the whole face, down this, close to the center of the chest. And then on the outside of the legs, just off the top outside of the legs, and down off the feet. Again, just think stomach channels, clearing the stomach channels. And once more. Then we're going to come back and do our points again. We're going to shake our large intestine 11, which is at the elbow crease, and 4, which is against the metacarpal of the index finger. Stimulating these points once again. And the same on the other side. And now we're going to finish the microcosmic orbit. But if you're a sick person, you might not want to do that, especially a fire cycle. So you might just want to leave it right there. If you know that they're really hot, they're having a fever, you may want to do a water cycle for them. So, but for our partners, we're just going to do a nice rounding up with a regular microcosmic orbit. Gathering the energy. Letting that settle and bring in some beautiful white light, wrapping them up. 3 levels, sealing them up, letting that vortex go, sending them back home, wrapping them up again, sealing them up, shaking off. Ask that any of their energy that has remained with you be lifted by the divine, transformed and returned to them as pure healing light. And asking that any of your energy that has remained with them be lifted by the divine, transformed and returned to you as pure healing light. Giving gratitude to the heavens, giving gratitude to the earth and to our partners for the pleasure of working with them at this time. Okay. And I think we just go right into the next half, John.
Sure. Oh, God, I went right out.
Oh, oh.
That was a lovely session, Celine. I,
Yay.
I like
Yeah.
jumped off my table, almost fell off my table. I was like, oh,
Where am I? Oh, that's always a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, John, do you want me to do this one or
If you don't mind.
he's really out of it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
even
sorry. Whew.
back again. Me again. Okay.
If you don't have anybody, I would receive Wendy.
Oh, okay. Yep, I can put you on the table.
Thanks.
I have one request, Wendy.
Yes.
Could you one time show how you hold the arm that we can see both hands? When you hold the hand, I see both like this. Okay, and there is the thumb on the point.
Yeah, you're
Both
coming
the
up, you're
thumbs are on
approaching that arm like
with the. Okay,
you're approaching it like a bulldozer or something. You're just coming, shake.
okay, thank
Thumbs
you.
are on
Yes, that's
top.
clear.
Thumbs are on top.
Sound effect included.
And Wendy, where
Yeah.
is the thumb when you're going to the index finger?
What do you mean index finger?
Well, at one point you said the metatarsal of the index finger, so I was just trying to figure out
Oh,
which.
yes. So that's right in here. That's large
Okay,
intestine 4.
I thought
It's
so. It's
down
right
in here.
underneath.
There's a notch. You can feel a little bump in your own, like if you, it's quite
Okay,
clear.
so it's
Yes.
the same spot. It wasn't a different spot.
No,
Okay, sorry. Thank
that
you.
is the metatarsal of the index finger right there. So, metacarpal, not tarsal. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So here we go again. Hmm. Okay, finding a good place to stand and to breathe and getting in touch with beautiful golden light when it's fun. Invite this golden light to melt down over the head, coming down the front of your body all the way to your feet. And then more golden light pouring over your head and melting down the back of the body to your feet. And inviting in more golden light, letting it come into the brain, letting it melt through the hemispheres of your brain, inviting the golden light to bring that healing into all of the glands of the brain, into all of the sense organs, and then coming down through the throat, illuminating the thyroid gland, and coming down behind the breastbone to the thymus gland. This beautiful light in, bringing the light now into the heart, golden light in your heart, then coming up in to fill the lungs, down into the liver. Golden light fill your liver, coming across to the spleen and pancreas, and then back into your kidneys. So the kidneys with beautiful, powerful golden light, and then bringing this in through the stomach, into the gallbladder, into the small intestine, the large intestine, up the ascending colon, across, transfers down the descending, all the way back to the sigmoid colon and the rectum, bringing golden light into the bladder and into the reproductive organs. Good. And then bringing golden light down into the blood and moving through all of the cells of the body and expanding in and going deep into the bones, the bone marrow, and then expanding out into the fascia, connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, muscles, flesh, skin, and out beyond into the Wei Qi fields all around you. Good. And then coming down to your feet and extending your awareness into the first, second, and third transpersonal points, expanding out like an anchor, going horizontally and going vertically into the earth. Feel your grounding and rooting. Invite the earth's energy to rise up as fire and water coming up the legs, the back, over the head, and pouring into the cauldron of the lower dantian with water above and fire below, creating steam. The steam, five alive, through the body, steaming through the torso, steaming down the arms to the hands, down the legs to the feet, coming up the neck to the head. Lots of beautiful steaming energy all around you. It's coming out through the palms. Yes, and now it's going into the fields all around you. Out, it was all through you, and now it's all around you. Around the feet, the calves, the knees and thighs, up around the hips, the waist, the chest, the neck, the head. So you're beautifully immersed in this wonderful steaming energy. Good. And then coming to the crown and lifting out to the first, second, and third heavenly transpersonal points. Coming up to the divine doorway, heaven's gate. And inviting this divine heavenly light now to shine down. And as it does, it illuminates the upper, middle, and lower dantians. And these now coalesce to form the Taiji pole in the center of the body. Beautiful light and breathing into this Taiji pole from above, below, and all around until it shines out, filling the body and out into the fields of Wei Qi all around you. And now calling upon the divine guides, guardians, and angels, great beings of light, to be with you, to work through you, and allow you to be a vessel of healing in accordance with the divine will. Calling upon the divine to hold the space where you're working safe and sacred for you and your partner, and then going to your partners and bringing them into your surrogate from head to toe, and then calling upon the divine that watches over your partner, and ask the divine to help guide and lead you to bring your partner the best possible healing for their highest path, and that the work we do be of benefit to all beings. Good. And bring in another nice ball of white light, and we're going to wrap up partner in 3 bubbles, 3 protective bubbles, physical, energetic, and spiritual, and fuse that into a beautiful big vortex under the table. Good. And dropping grounding cords, coccyx to the earth, and your coccyx to the earth, and stepping in and combing from head to toe. And the other side. Okay, very good. And from the feet, from the head to toe. Okay, now we're going to come back up, and we're going to do a little tiger kneading, stimulating the yin tang to start with. Breaking up congestion here. And it's yin tang, but it's also going in. Think of it going really into the head through the yin tang point. Okay, and then we're going to do the mid eyebrows. So just really, think of the center of the eyebrow. There's a strong extra liver point there. We're going to open that up. And we're going to open the point up, but we're also thinking of opening up all the energy in this area. So we're not going beyond the point. Point's giving us an entryway into this area of the brain. And then coming out to the temples. We're going to push and pull at the temples. So opening things up. Okay. And I kind of like to pull that across and off. And we're going to go down the arm to our points. Now we're going to stimulate our large intestine forward, and we're going to do the bulldozer move. So shaking these, getting the energy moving. Large intestinal, and they really drop both of these are very good for dropping the energy, and they're also contraindicated if someone's pregnant. So they're also those kind of points. But they're not pregnant and they're suffering from flu. This is excellent. Really shaking those, moving the chi. We have the leg points too that are for fear. So we have these wonderful arm points shaking, and then we have some leg points that we shake. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. And seriously, you can just be in the neighborhood and someone tells you that you're feeling, you can just give me your arm for a second. It'll actually be quite helpful for them. And it's sort of one of those, the longer you do it, the better they'll feel. Okay, so now we're going to come back and we're going to come back to our yin tang, but this time we do chi emission. So we're going to emit chi into yin tang. And you just use your palms to emit the chi into yin tang. Chi going into yin tang. And then into the temples. Okay, now we're going to go down the arm. So I like to kind of come across from the temple, down the arm and off the hand. And this is also where you can do the toothpaste move. Especially if they have a strong headache, then you want to squeeze down like a tube of toothpaste. Otherwise, we're just going to come down the other side, coming down and off. And okay, so this is a move that is you repeat 3 to 7 times. So we'll just repeat it once. And we can do that back into the yin tang. And then into the temples again. And then we're going to come down again, the arms 3 times. Pull that stuck chi out of their head and off through the hands. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to come to the step 2. And I'm thinking I want to do it this way. So I'm just going to change the hat so that now this is the back of the body. So just make that the back. Or you can flip it over if you like. Because generally flu you may not want to be working on in person. That might not be the most important thing. Otherwise you have to put your hands underneath. But we're just going to do these and we're going to push and pull. So we're going to go to the base of the skull and we're going to push and pull here. So the first part is like push and pull to open up the points. And then the base of the neck, we're going to push and pull here, putting that up. So our 16 and then our 14 on the governing channel. And then between the spine and the shoulder blade, 2 points on each side in here. And we're just going to push and pull over them. Okay, and now we're going to send chi into the base of the neck point, governor 14. And then into the points between the shoulder blades and the spine, just sending chi into there. And then we're going to send it down and off their feet. Down the governing vessel, down the bladder channels, over the head and off the feet. And then we'll do that. You can do that 3 to 7 times. We're just going to do it twice. And then the points between the shoulder blades and the spine. Okay, and then again, pulling that down off the feet 3 times. Okay, now we're going to be in part 3, press and knead the gallbladder 20 points. So we have, those are right here beside base of the skull, beside the governor 16. So press those. And then press and knead at the base of the neck. Or 14 point. And then just the upper of the 2 points here. Stimulate here. Okay. Now we're going to roll them back over. So I'm just going to change the hat. I want to pull down the stomach channels. So coming down over the face, coming down the chest, center of the chest, and then just the top outsides of the legs and off the feet. Be actually the second toe. And once more. And we're back into our arm move. Large intestine 11, large intestine 4. Feel like you're pumping up their immune system. And same on the other side. Okay. So you probably leave it there if the person had the flu, or you might give them some water cycle to cool them off if they have a fever. Otherwise, we're just gonna do we're gonna work our fire cycle here for our partners because they're not sick. So moving the energy here. Microcosmic orbit and gathering the navel 9 times in each direction. Okay. And now connecting to divine, bringing in a beautiful ball of white light and wrapping them up at 3 levels and sealing that up, shaking off, sending them back home, wrapping them up again at 3 levels and sealing them up. And now asking that any of their energy that has remained with you be purified by divine and return to them as pure healing light. Any of your energy that has remained with them be transformed by the divine and return to you as pure healing light. Giving our gratitude to heaven, gratitude to the earth, and gratitude to our partner for the honor of working with them at this time. Okay, time to check in. Looks we expect everyone to be here and not sick tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's close our day.
When do you want to start your recording as well?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, you're probably okay. It's just the last little bit here. I'm getting it.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Table. Doggy toys. There we go. Okay, so, all right. So let's breathe from the earth. Smile, bring that in, and exhale, and smile to the heavens, and bring down some beautiful healing physical energy right down to the earth. And again, breathe up, feel your feet opening as you pull that earth chi up, healing earth chi, and bring wonderful healing heavenly chi down. And this is at the energetic level, so bringing lots of movement of the chi. Love to have that, lots of chi, and have it moving and harmonizing. Okay, and then earth and connecting up to spirit and bringing this light down into your spiritual body, filling it with wonderful, harmonious light. Your hands out. Give a moment, taking a breath and feeling gratitude. Gratitude for life and being alive, and that you're able to be here and you're not suffering. Good. Bring that into your heart, feeling grateful. And then sending your gratitude out to all of your fellow journeyers on the path and bringing that back into your heart to appreciate you and what you do and your being here and your choice to be here, and sending love and peace out into the world. And thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.